our oppressors. Never wanna see we up. Psalms 83, you know they plotting, scheming up. I'm so sick of this world, I can't say it enough. Praying that Yahawashi will come and clean me up. Beam me up, beam me up. Praying that Yahawashi will clean me up. Beam me up, beam me up. I'm so sick of this world, can't say it enough. Smile on my face might make you think I'm.
All right. Of course, like any other day and every other day, we want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi. Yahweh, of course, being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world knows as God, the Most High, right? His true name. Yahawashi being the true name of who the world, would most notably know as Jesus Christ, right? But we know his true name in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, and the true name we did call upon is Yahawashi Hamashiach. And it's because of this too that we're allowed to see the awakening, have our eyes open because of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. Shalom to any brothers and sisters that are on that do turn into the live later. And whether you may be, coming across this because you're looking for some truth, because believe it or not, I was talking with some when I was on the block the last time I was talking and came across some brother and a sister. I don't know if they're related or not, but I knew there was a brother and sister nonetheless. They were young and they were uninformed of this day. They knew nothing about it, right? They didn't know that they had the understanding of the typical Edomite story that we were fed. Hey, you know what? The Puritans, Pilgrims, and the Indians, they was chilling. They got together, shared crops, resources, and they had a nice little feast together. And that was the day. And we celebrate that day to commemorate the building, the partnership, the friendship of Thanksgiving. Because, guys, that's what truly Thanksgiving is truly about. Right? That's that's what they had. Brother was about 17, 18 ballpark. So, getting ready to graduate high school at some point, a year or two or not. That's all they knew. That's all they know. That's all they knew. And it's a damn shame because it's like this, like the public school systems or public fool systems as we know them, right? They're even more to this day. When I was coming up, they started off in slavery. I was just telling this to what I was on the phone with y'all brothers, and I was talking to that sister that walked by, and she was telling me, "Hey, happy Thanksgiving" and whatnot. And we was just dialoguing, man. And she knew about that. She knew about the day, and it had to be. She was sent to private school, and she had to do some digging and go to different schools herself. Get some different information herself to figure out, man, what this day was really about. And so of course she got her parents up in here. I already told y'all, man. Satan comes and takes the word away. We was in a good dialogue and conversation going over the scriptures, and here comes where's the cranberry sauce? You know what I'm saying? We ain't got it ain't done the way it need to be. Uncle Joe about to come over here in like 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? The family about to be set. We need to have this food ready, man. It's lit. Like that type of stuff. I know her mom probably ain't say that, but that's you might as well have. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need the mac and cheese, all that jazz, man. So, it's a whole thing, man. Like, this is let's be clear. Let's be very clear. This is a demonic day. There's nothing less to say about it than demonic.
Come on.
The stuff that has transpired, which we are going to get into, is demonic. And for our people, this day is transpired as a day of brainwashing, right? Stockholm syndrome that has been developing, another case of Stockholm syndrome that has been developed into our minds, right? Whether it be so-called Black people, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native, we're all one tribe. So when it happens to one of us, it should be as if it happened to us all. But you turn around, you even still got some natives that will celebrate this. Even some actual natives that understand, people from the land, that there's some of them that still celebrate this. Now, the ones that really know what's good, they probably, and are conscious of things, they probably gonna stay away from it. But there's still people of RP, especially us, especially Judites, right? This is the day to celebrate meat, right? But that's still the spirit. That's the wrong spirit to have, man. This is a demonic spirit, right? And there is no excuse with the information that we have. We're in the internet age. There is no excuse to be celebrating a day such as this. Do y'all, any of y'all, Akim, got anything to say, to add on?
Good.
Yeah.
Kind. I just got a precept I was gonna bring out.
Go, bring it out.
Yeah, bring it out.
This is a book of Amos, chapter 5, starting at verse 21. And it reads, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
Mm,
Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows.
come.
Has been going into like I was saying, man, this wicked holiday, man, man, we can't be coming together with our people doing these wicked abominations until Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah.
Right.
So man, we gotta make sure we maintain focus on Yahweh Shah and focus on these scriptures, man. Get an understanding of what is right and what's truly wrong. Getting that discernment. But I'm gonna read that verse 21 again. It says, I despise your feast days, and I
No,
will
no,
not smell in your solemn assemblies. You don't
he loves them. He loves them.
He says, I hate. You don't even want to be around. You don't want to be around them cooking, smelling them. All that stuff is, bro. It's vainglory and it's wickedness. It's all, man. Man. That Thanksgiving, bro. It's literally like it literally was formed to. It literally was formed from them taking over our people.
Come on.
Con.
You got something to add on, brother?
Yeah, Con. I got one out. I got Isaiah chapter 1, and we'll start at verse 10. Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of God, ye people of Gomorrah. And I'll go down to verse 13. Bring no more vain oblations, incense, in as an abomination unto me. The new moon, Sabbaths, and the calling of assemblies I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meetings, Salakia. Verse 14, your new moons and your appointed feasts my soul hateth. They are a trouble unto me.
No,
I am weary to bear them.
no, his soul loves them.
Man,
He said it's good to gather together. What did the Most High say?
his soul hateth. Yeah. Calm. That's like the brother David was saying, like the Og David was saying. Yeah, we got to stay in these, keep the precepts and not do the way of the heathen. Like how Isaiah was telling him right there.
Mm-hmm. Let's get that. I got a precept right here too. I'll throw into that. Not doing the way of the heathen. Let's get the book of Let's get I believe Proverbs 3:31. Right. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Right. Because like you said, this, and that's the thing. This is another custom that has been melted into our people's minds. That this is something that we should do. This is this is a patriotic day, right? Something to do and something that should be passed on from tradition to traditions, generations to generations, right? Traditions passed on to generations, I should say. And this is really the total antithesis of what we should be doing, right? We have our own high holy days that the Most High gave us that we keep from generation to generation. And this ain't it.
Come.
This ain't it. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. This is the way of the oppressor. When you talk about so I'm gonna just say holiday for right now, but y'all, of course, I'm gonna be saying holiday for the most part throughout this view, this lesson, because that's what it is. A demonic day, a holiday. But for the sake of it, for people, who may come in, who the Most High may have tuned in on to it, who or may be hearing about this for the first time, right? For this holiday, right? A holiday that is based off of, and we're gonna keep it straightforward. Total genocide, mass genocide. That's what this day is about. The slaughter of a people who, and honestly, like we said, now some of the stuff is true. Did they have a feast? Yes. Did they have a friendly encounter at one point? Yes. But guess what? This is how you know who your enemy is. They stabbed them in the back. They broke the treaty. They turned on them. And then it became something else, because you know what? That's the nature of who these people are, right? So they stabbed them. This is the oppressor. The oppressor. Oppressing sold them. They sold them into slavery, right? We're going to get into these things. We have articles. We have books. We are going to chop this holiday up. We are going to chop it up and burn the turkey with the stuffing and the icing with the cranberry sauce. We're going to mix it in there. It's going to be a big flame on this day, because this day is I hate this. I don't know about y'all. This is just me personally speaking. I hate this holiday more than any of the holidays. When I really examine all the other holidays, and I hate them all, but out of all of them, if I had to pick, someone asked me pick which one that you hate the most, this has got to be it. I think this one's got to be it.
Come.
God.
Because they totally created a holiday out of mass murder and genocide of our people, but then got the nerve. Same people got the nerve, right? Check this out. The same people got the nerve to call other people anti-Semitic. But you have a whole holiday that you've had for years and generations, a holiday out of mass murder and genocide, mass genocide. You have a whole holiday based off of that, off the genocide of a people. But you want to call Ye anti-Semitic. But you want to call Kyrie anti-Semitic. Oh, you want to call Dave Chappelle anti-Semitic. Akim, can one of y'all get the book of let's get the book of Zephaniah, chapter 11, verse 5, Baba Kasha?
Come.
No, not Zephaniah, but Zechariah. Start off at verse 4. Zechariah 11 and 4.
That's the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 4. And it reads, Thus saith Yahweh, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
They don't care. See, again, they slay us. We're for the slaughter. Our flock is for the slaughter, right? But they don't hold themselves guilty for it all. It's like, oh, it's okay. Just like when we talked about when Kyrie had the press conference when they was asking him, what did y'all do when where were y'all at? When he asked them, where were y'all at with the mass genocide that has happened to my people? When they kept asking him, is he anti-Semitic? Yeah. Notice how they didn't address that question at all. They did not address that question at all. They went straight for had at him. Yeah, I understand, Kyrie, but are you anti-Semitic? That's that's some damn Edomite stuff to do. This is how these people are, man. This is how these people are. Look, we already going in on them right now, and this is just the beginning of the lesson. This is just the beginning of the lesson. This is just the beginning, man. Hey, shalom, shalom, brother Ron Coleman, man. We definitely got to chop it up in dialogue, my guy. He had a fabulous lesson on this too. Um, we have got to understand this is why it's important to understand our enemy. Now, of course, you don't make a whole, that's not, because they're going to be dealt with regardless, right? They're going to be dealt with regardless, and you don't make your whole walk about them at all. But part of understanding if you're in a battle, someone's in combat, they're in a war, you're a soldier. One of the things that they do teach you is to understand your enemy, how they do, so you can understand how to counter, how to maneuver, right? So you can be proactive instead of being reactive to what they do. Because a lot of times being reactive versus being proactive sets you up for failure. So when it comes to this, it's the same. You know who your enemy. You do have to know who your enemies are, right? And we know they're everybody that's not Israel. And then even then, you got enemies within the nation that are your enemies. You got people within the nation, right? But that's not for a different time. But the whole point is we know these guys, and they're the biggest hypocrites on the face of the earth. They like to tell you about what you do when you do something, but never address the issues, the multitude of issues that they cause to a lot of times create. A lot of times they create the issues that us as a people have, right? The reason why a lot of times, and I'm not absolving us for the things that we do wrong, but a lot of the times, right? If we do something wrong, right? If a brother in the hood, in poor situations, right, he can't get food to feed his family, right? Whether it be him being a young man, maybe 16, he's a teenager. And so now he goes to sell weed. He sells dope. He sells drugs to put food on the plate because he sees his single mom struggling, right? So a lot of times that's because we are put in these communities, and they know that. They put us in situations to struggle, barely making minimum wage, right? In a high cost area, is because it's either that or you're homeless. So now they got to go through different type of means to provide and feed their families. Right? Because clearly they're not going to give you, we know the game. They're not going to give you big bucks for working at, McDonald's, to Taco Bell, right? All these places again that you make it cheap for our people to eat these foods when they're garbage because you're trying to kill them. Like this is who we dealing with. This is the people that we're dealing with. They don't like to talk about them and how they create situations, but they damn sure love to talk about us. It's easy for us to be anti-Semitic, right? It's easy for us to be anti-Semitic, but y'all have a whole damn holiday that's based off anti-Semitism.
God, bro.
I'm sorry. I went on a long rant. Go ahead.
You good? All right, they say we anti-Semitic, but also say we African American.
Right. Right.
That don't make no sense. How we anti-Semitic and we come from Africa? That don't make no sense, bro.
And it's a problem if we call ourselves Jews. It's a problem if we call ourselves Jews. That's anti-Semitic, because that's really where it stems from, right? It's a problem if you call them out on their BS and you address the truth of who we are. That's anti-Semitic.
It's Edomites, bro. Let me get. I got a precept in the Book of Sirach. Book of Sirach, chapter 12, and verse 10. And it reads, "Never trust thine enemy."
No, love them.
Never trust thine enemy.
No, it's okay. Dap them up. Hey, look, bring them over to your crib, man. Have them speak to your wife, your kids. You know what I'm saying? Hook them up, man. Lace them up with some Jordans, man.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed, and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Amen. Never trust thy enemies, man. They always gonna at the end they gonna show you wickedness, and the whole time they was plotting and scheming to take your place. The same thing Christopher Columbus did to the Native Americans. It says he humbled himself. He humbled himself, made it seem so he was so nice. He had the words of honey, man, so smooth and nice. And this man was plotting wickedness the whole time.
Con,
I'll bring that out for you too, since he was right there on that. This Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. And the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
come on.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Yeah, it's not no Charlie Brown. That's what that's how they deceived you. It's deception.
Con, big time. That's exactly and that's funny that you brought that up, Bob, because that's they got these theme songs. That's one of the biggest ones that pop up with the little Charlie Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like they got these themes and different things for like these holidays that pop up, so you kind of get in the spirit, so to speak, right? Right, and you getting in that spirit. I told a homie, like a friend of mine. I told him like, yo, man, it's because he mentioned hey, it's a day for. It's not something he knows something not supposed to celebrate, but hey, like a lot of our people like to get together and to eat. And the thing is that I let him know like, yo, it's that spirit though that gets behind it. Like it's the spirit behind these things that cause us to do the thing. There's an origin. See, we don't like to like tie into the origin of why something was created. Because when you realize what it was, why it was created, and what it was, you wouldn't do it. Like if it was passed to you, right? Like let's say for example, right? If you literally was in the back of a restaurant, right, and a chef used some ingredients to make a food to make a certain dish, right? And you saw what was in that dish and you did not approve of it. And you was like, ew. Like if you like a lot of people do that. Like they work at fast food spots, and that's why they tell you, yo, I can't eat there no more, because they see what's in behind the scenes now. They see how the food is made. They see what it is. So if you were to sit there and to see how it was created, you like like right there in real time, you wouldn't look at it the same. You'd be like, no, I don't want to deal with that. But see, the problem is when things are created, it feels like it's just disassociated from us when it was done at a time way before us, and it was passed on right from generation to generation. So we're desensitized to an extent, because it's like, yo, it's like the nastiness kind of dissolved. You feel me? Like it kind of went away as time passed on. It's like, I can get used to it now. You know what I'm saying? Where again, versus if you were sitting there watching it happen in real time or being there, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be as attractive, right? So brainwashing, negative brainwashing, because there's good types of brainwashing, but negative brainwashing has indulged us into our heads, right? Stockholm syndrome. This has been indulged to our heads that this is one of the things that we're supposed to do. Yo, get together with your family, go ahead and eat. And there's nothing wrong, of course, chilling with your fam, but what spirit are you doing it of? Would you do it the same way? A lot of people post about this, right? Would you do this the same way if, let's say, on the weekend, if you had time, would you all come together like that if you could?
Yeah.
And
what you're saying.
And someone said, if you need a holiday to bring you and your family together, then you really are under oppression. And dang, you are a slave. And hey, that's some facts. Now, I'm gonna play this real quick. I'm because look, man, we can't do this day unfortunately without talking about these devils, because this is how they do, right? These guys are total liars, right? Now let's get to one. All right, right. I want y'all to look at I'm gonna put it here so y'all can look in the title. Right now, this is what these Edomites called it. They said the true story of Thanksgiving dinner. Right? They said true. All right. What does that mean? That means it should be the truth. There should be truth. This should be what went down, right? Let me see. It's under wall builders. Let me go ahead real quick. Let me share my screen. Akim.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get this one here. I'm gonna try to go on my phone, see if I got the right. See, there we go. Debunking some of the lies. Let me see. Because we want, hey man, because look, if you're a truth seeker, what do you want? You want truth, right?
Okay.
Hey, so Esau, we want you to feed us some truth, man. Give us some truth, man. Wall builders, David Barton. All right. I'm gonna play this real quick. And y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all approve of it, or do we gotta kick him out of here? Let's see. I might not play the whole thing, but I'll play to just enough until we can stomach, till we can't stomach it anymore. Let me know if y'all see it. Y'all see it loading up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't not play now. I might have to come back and reload it. I don't know why it's not. Let's see. Yeah, that's Satan for you. Like I'm only doing I'm only playing the video that you pulled up. Your people pulled up. Satan. Like, dang man, I'm playing it. Why you come?
Hey guys, first of all, happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you are celebrating with family, and maybe your family exceeds the recommended 10 people gathering in a room. I can tell you that our family possibly, allegedly, might have like triple the number recommended, but we're family and we're willing to risk it for family. And actually we do love each other, and that's why we're getting together, because we like seeing people's faces. Speaking of people that got together at Thanksgiving, one of the things looking at Thanksgiving now is there's a lot of attacks against the pilgrims, even some with the...
He sounds like a true Edomite. Even they got together on Thanksgiving. Yeah, speaking of people. Sorry. Sorry, that was totally unnecessary. Just had to.
First Thanksgiving, and the first Thanksgiving, which before the anniversary of that is 2021. So next year, we'll really get into the anniversary of the first Thanksgiving. But even now, there are people saying, well, first of all, the Pilgrims really weren't that religious. They didn't really come to America for religious freedom. And like that whole ordeal with the Indians, they weren't really celebrating together. So there's a lot of myths people are throwing out about the first Thanksgiving. And because most Americans really don't know the story very well, and the fact that most people, if they want to learn, they just do a basic Google, and whatever article pops up, they kind of read and go with that. We want to give you a few details to help maybe combat some of the myths you might hear about the first Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they're attempting to change the narrative. We're seeing that with a lot of holidays, anything that's kind of traditional that we've celebrated as Americans for decades, even centuries. Now, suddenly, we need to undermine that and take that down. So instead of this being called the day of Thanksgiving, many are now calling this a day of mourning because of all the Native Americans allegedly that were slaughtered by the Pilgrims. Let's ignore the fact that the longest lasting treaty in American history was between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoags, but don't let facts get in the way of changing the narrative. And there really is a lot of myth out there.
You see how you see hold on. you see already. Look again, they hold themselves not guilty.
Exactly.
Now, this treaty, which look, never mind. You want to say the longest held treaty? We get into the details of this treaty. Some of the stuff is going to come out. We already know you. I'm not even going to waste time. You broke that treaty. Never mind that y'all broke that treaty. Okay, but I digress. You already hear. You already hear these people. Hey, Shalom, Warriors Dream, Shalom. Peace to you as well.
Shalom.
Shalom.
He said, "Oh no, they are." He said, "Posted what the brother put up here." He said they are defending America's. They are defending America at all costs in this video. Absolutely. You heard it. In the beginning. Y'all heard what they said, right? They said all the traditions, the American holidays, the traditions that we've held for so long. Now maybe we shouldn't do them because of, well, hey, this and this or the third, and the Native Americans that allegedly got killed. So allegedly, so meaning that when you say allegedly, meaning it hasn't been determined yet. Like, look, I'll get into that word. I'll get into the word allegedly, right? Just allegedly. I mean, it hasn't been settled. It hasn't been settled yet. Just a quick definition, because we know what it means. Used to convey that something is claimed to be the case or have taken place, although there is no proof. So there's no proof that these people were slaughtered, right? We just take that away. Forget about that, right? Hey, but if we do this, if I didn't say we are, because you're not finna about to get me, YouTube. You're not finna about to get brother here. You're not finna get the brother here. You're not finna about to get us. I said if we were to say that about the quote unquote Holocaust, right? If we were to say that about the Holocaust, guess what we are?
Anti-Semitic.
Yo, man, Esau, I promise, man, Esau is the biggest clown, man. Esau is the biggest clown. Amalek is part of Esau as well. As we just throw y'all in the same pot, man. Y'all the descendants of Esau, man. Y'all in the same pot. Y'all just separate yourself. Y'all got a little organization, how y'all working it out. Y'all being the fake Jews and all that jazz. I did say that. I mean, with that's what the Bible says. That's what the Bible says, right? So anyway, but yeah, with their traditions, right? They're defending Americans at all costs in this video. That's exactly what they are, defending their traditions. That's because that's their way. So yep, they're going right in. I'll let these clowns continue. I told you they have. Hey, I told you these guys have punchable faces, man. I told you. Look at them, man.
There that needs to be set straight.
Yeah, so one of the things that's important to know, basic pilgrim history, the pilgrims were living in England. And in England, there wasn't a lot of religious freedom. The pilgrims are moving to Holland, pursuing religious freedom. This is their number one objective, moving to a place where they can practice their faith without fear of persecution. But in Holland, they actually do get a little bit of resistance from the government. Their printing press essentially is taken away. They're able to keep the press, but all the implements using for printing things are taken away because they were printing religious things that offended the king. And so the king, on request to Holland, says, hey, don't let them print anything anymore. And the pilgrims also recognized that even though they had levels of religious freedom in Holland they didn't have in England, their kids were still growing up embracing some of the secular culture of Holland. They said, we want to find a place where we can teach our kids the principles of the Bible, have the freedom of religion to worship God according to the dictates of our own conscience. And this is what leads them actually to coming to America. So when people say the pilgrims didn't come to America for religious freedom, it's because they really don't know the story of the pilgrims, because absolutely the pilgrims came to America for religious freedom.
Yeah, that was the big thing. They were congregation coming to America. It was a single congregation people.
No, the pilgrim, you see how the story matches our people? That story that they create, that narrative for the pilgrims, that actually matches our people. So even if we take what they got and say that they're coming to look for religious freedom, what they're talking about is actually what happened with our people looking to serve the Most High. That's our native people were looking to do that. We were looking for freedom. Let me stop for a second. Let's get into it. Let's get up the I don't know if I can. Well, yeah, Blue Letter is not going to have it that way. So I'll tell you. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna put it on the screen. But go ahead, if y'all, one of y'all give me 2nd Ezra 13 and 39.
God.
I have it right here actually. But one of y'all brothers can read. Let me see if they let me pull it up here. Yep. I can do it.
You want to read it out? I got it.
Okay, yeah, give me just a second. Let me post it on the screen so anyone can follow along. And then you can go ahead and read it. Let me share it right here. All right, can y'all see it, Akin?
It's loaded.
All right, so that should be. Oh, still loading up there. Tell you, man, Satan trying to stop it, man. It's too late, man. The information already out there, man. He can't stop the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. I'll unload it and put it back up again. We're not going to holiday. All right, you can go ahead, Art.
All right. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 39. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him. Verse 40, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land. And in the time of Hosea.
Yeah, well, they were carried prisoners out of what?
Carried prisoners out of their own land. Out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. Assyria, Salakia, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came into another land. Verse 41. But they took this count.
Real quick, out.
Yeah.
Now, on there, right, when it says they were carried them over the water, so they came into another land, and because we do have detractors that don't believe that, and this is not going to be too much in on that, but guess what? We do have detractors, of course, that do say, hey, look, it's not our people. How did they get over there? You know what I'm saying? The Bering Strait theory and things like that. They were carried on ships, right? They were carried on ships, taken captive and put on ships, just as we were. right?
Con.
In order to be taken over an area, they're not walking. They were put on ships, right? So I just wanted to clarify that when they were carried over the waters, that's the only way that would work. That's not literally people coming in there and grabbing them up, a whole multitude of people, and carrying them over some waters, right? Let's not be silly, right? That's talking about carrying them over ships. I just want that to be clear. That was ships were being used to transport our people away when they were, coming from the captivity of the Assyria captivity.
Con.
Go ahead.
This is verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves, and they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Whoa,
Verse
whoa.
40.
So they would leave the multitude of the heathen, right? The other people, because a lot of other nations are heathen outside of the nation of Israel, right? And then even then, as we know, if you keep the customs of the heathen, you could be considered one as well too. But just talking by bloodline, right? They didn't even these multitude of heathen they were carried from, right? They took counsel among themselves to leave, right? Because they were in captivity. Go forth into another country where never mankind dwelt. Meaning, hey, what would that mean, right? Nobody's there.
Mm-hmm.
That means nobody's there. So it's only they're going to go into a place where no one is living on. Right now, I think it was those times Solomon may have had a record of these. He had travelers, people that would take note of these. That this place, there was a place there. That's why it's noted there, the place that never mankind dwelt, that no mankind dwelt. But so you'd have to know that no man's dwelling there, right? You have to know of this place. But hey, they went over to that land, right? So let's keep reading.
Verse 42. That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. Verse 40.
They kept the statute. They would keep the commandments, right?
Man.
They were trying to leave from the Assyrian, because right, look, we know how we are in captivity. You can't, you're prevented, you're prohibited from being able to serve the Most High fully, right? That's why we need our Lord and Savior Yahawashi Mashiach to come and save us. That's one big major reason, right? Well, that's the biggest, because we can't serve the Most High in full entirety without when being here in captivity under our oppressors.
Con.
Right. So, hey, that might be keeping statutes which they never kept in their own land, right? So now they're trying to keep them let's go to verse 43.
And now they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river.
Yep.
Verse 44. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. Verse 45. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same religion is called
region.
Eraseth?
Region.
Yeah, so the same region is called Azareth.
Oh yeah, Salagia. Same region is called Azareth. Verse 46. Yeah.
Well, yes. So no, you good. That's the same region is called Azareth. So that in that place, right? Which you look it up, and Esau does a lot of stuff. So if you look it up now, you're gonna get a whole bunch of other stuff when you try to search in Azareth. But we know that because that's the spot that no man knew about. That's the Americas, right? That is the America. When you know it, because no man dwelt there. You go into Azareth, that's dealing with America, right? AKA what? Babylon the Great. So they came here. They was already here. What they're talking about the Puritans couldn't do, ain't nothing pure about these guys. These guys are not pure. these guys are defiled people, man. Puritans. Man, get out of here, man. So, but what they're talking about is what our people had to do. So they always like Esau, and also Esau will also like to. They always like to paint themselves as. They always like to paint themselves as the ones that's in. You said you heard that? You heard that how they were sounding like they was in oppression. Like yo, they couldn't do it. They couldn't work go in their own values. They couldn't stand on their own values. They were being oppressed. Like they couldn't do their own morals and do things the way they wanted to. So they had to get up and leave. Hey,
God.
Shalom, y'all bashim y'all shabarakatah. They had to come up and leave, man. And that's how they say always paint it. They always that's why Zechariah 11:5, right? They always like to hold themselves guilty. They always like to be portrayed as the victim. They throw stones, throw the rock, and hide your hands. That's the type of people that's what they are. That's how they get down, right? It's never their fault. What did I do? How can we make things better? You know, what does my people need to do to make things better? How often do y'all hear that come out the mouth of an Edomite?
Never, man. Scriptures say they go astray soon as they come out the womb speaking lies, man.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Bring it out. Bring it out.
God.
Ain't nothing but Swords Day, man. This is Swords Day, man. And we ain't. If we slicing turkeys, they getting burnt, man. We slicing up turkeys to throw them in the fire, man.
God, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 58, and verse 3. And it reads, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers. Charming never so wisely.
God.
Look at verse 6. It says, break their teeth, O God, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. Man. I'm go down to verse.
Man. Yeah, go ahead. Keep it going.
So like I forgot down verse 10. It says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a God that judgeth in the earth.
And that we're gonna come back to that towards the end because we know we're definitely there's gonna be we're gonna go into the light in the end of the tunnel of this, right? We got to, because the man on the video lesson just said this was not a day of this. He made emphasis, or like an alleged stance, quote, you put quotation marks, I'd say. He put quotations on, a day of mourning. A lot of people would say this is a day of mourning, right? We're gonna finish listening to a little bit of these devils. I mean a little bit, because I don't know about y'all, but I don't know how much I can continue the stomach of it.
I'm trying to get that piece up in Hosea. That Edris was quoting on.
Slack real quick. I'm about to go real quick. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and share this up. We'll just get this video back on here real quick. Can y'all see it, or not yet?
No.
Yeah, I'll play it right here.
under the U.S. Capitol. It is 14 feet high. It's 20 feet wide. It is a life-size portrait of those guys. And the biggest item right in the middle of them is this big Bible around which they are gathered. And that was their lifestyle. They were seeking religious liberty. We know from their governor, William Bradford, they would spend up to hours a day in that book because it really was a new book at that point in the history of the world. So religious freedom is what drove them, despite claims to the contrary that we hear today.
And because they were people who believed in the Bible and tried to live according to the principles of the Bible, they actually had better relations with the natives in America than almost any other people group that came to the New World. And part of the notion is because they understood from the Bible that there is private property. The Ten Commandments tell us, don't steal, don't even covet what is somebody else's. When they got to the New World, they actually made treaties with the Indians where they purchased land. They purchased items from the Indians at a mutually agreed upon price because they wanted to make sure they, even though they relatively had the king's permission to come and settle in the New World, they recognized that if there's already people living here, if people actually own this land, we shouldn't just take it at the word of the king. We should purchase this land from the Indians. And there were many practices of pilgrims that made them very good neighbors with the Indians, which is why when you get to the very first Thanksgiving, which happened in 1621, so again, next year is the 4th anniversary of the first Thanksgiving. We'll talk more about it a lot more next year. But when you get to that very first Thanksgiving, the pilgrims were very open to having the Indians join them, and Chief Massasoit and 90 of his braves show up, and they spent 3 days together. And during those 3 days, the records show that not only were they feasting together, but they did shooting competitions, they did wrestling competitions and races, athletic events. So even some of what we recognize from our American Thanksgiving, what's become traditional is there's football games and there's food. And so there's sports and feasting. That actually does go back to the very first Thanksgiving. And all these details and many, many more are things we've covered in our book, The American Story. So if you want to learn more about that, you can go to the Wall Builders website. You can look up articles on the Pilgrims. You can get the American Story and see more of who the Pilgrims were and what they did. But the bottom line is much of what is being said today simply is not historically true, or the idea that maybe we shouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving because the Pilgrims were really bad people. And although we are very honest about acknowledging that the Pilgrims weren't perfect, which we take that idea from the basic teaching of Scripture, that all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Therefore, we don't believe anybody's perfect. So the Pilgrims weren't perfect. The Pilgrims made mistakes. The Pilgrims were sinners who needed a Savior, just like all of us are. But the Pilgrims strived to live their life according to the principles of the Bible. They came to America for religious freedom. They studied the Bible, applied the Bible in what they did, and they had the best relations with natives of any people group in America. And Dad, as you mentioned, the longest lasting peace treaty between any natives and any Anglo-Europeans was between the Wampanoag Indians and the Pilgrims. As you look at this Thanksgiving, don't be misled by some article you might read online. Go back and actually study the history. Again, wallbuilders.com. We have a lot of great articles on the Pilgrims and the American Story. We have all kinds of details covering the history of Plymouth, the history of the Pilgrims. You can learn more about this. But at this Thanksgiving, don't be led astray in thinking we shouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving. Absolutely, we should celebrate Thanksgiving. And even though this has been a tough year for many of us, we can still find things to be grateful and thankful for. And that's what Thanksgiving is really all about.
Hey, man, told you, man. Yo, look. Hey, man. Yo. Hey, Esau, man. Isn't it? Hey, yo, if we could change the name of Esau's nation, it'd just be Cap. Esau, man, is the biggest. yeah, these people are gone. Yeah, these people are devil.
In North America, you'll notice the
turn that
leaves are
off.
changing color. Pumpkin spice lattes are back, and Charlie Brown.
It's just Charlie Brown. It's gonna be another lie. He's like, look, this is some Charlie Brown. Look. It's funny because that wasn't even part of the lesson. I wasn't even gonna bring that out. Hey, yeah, like, God, these people are devils. Like, yo, straight devils, straight cappers, man. Capping, man. Hey, man, what's the story? It's lids, man. Lids don't be capping as much as Esau do, man. Like, yo, you can't find more caps at Liz than you can if you go to an Edomite. Like, this is unbelievable.
But they be ready to lie, man. You saw how they stressed that so hard though, bro. Like, bro, they stressed that, bro. That whole video was a stretch, bro.
Oh, big time. You know, he probably got the, someone probably paid him to go in there and, hey, clean this up. Roger, come and clean this up. I forgot what the dude's name was. It doesn't matter what his name is. David Wharton, something like that. I don't know. But yo, it was something. But yo, like these guys are straight cappers, like professional cap, man. And that's what they do. Um, the longest peace, but didn't fail to mention with the peace treaty. You want to go, you had the nerve to go into the peace treaty, but failed to get into how they broke it.
Mm-hmm.
Failed to get into that and said they have the best relationship. Like now, if you mean in terms of Stockholm syndrome, then yeah, but like in terms of that, yeah, I mean, but then even our people could be in that same category. Yo, these people were the worst. Now I have we're gonna get into this article, but right now I do have a book. I just want to bring a little bit of information on it. It's called Black Indians, Hidden Heritage, right? Yeah, written by William Loren Katz. Now let me look at this real quick. More than likely, right? So this is one of their own people, right? William Loren Katz. Let me share the screen with y'all. Y'all see William Loren Katz real quick, okay? Because I just Googled the man up again, and for the first time here. All right. And most I just put this in my spirit through Yahawashi Mashiach. Just like looking to that. I'm glad. Like, so you look at this, right? Because he made this book. He's got a couple books. Look at this. You look about as Edomite as it gets. Now, of course, we don't go off of just straight appearance, but man, if you know, you know. If you know, man. American historian, and look, he's credible. Even if he even so, they would still, his people, of course, right? Even let's say if he was, a different nation, he's white in America's society standard. So of course people are going to accept him. Oh, credible author, American historian. Oh yeah, absolutely. They'll take, come on now, they accept him, right? You'd have to do something to denounce, right? It's just a situation of their tongue falling upon themselves, right? That's what this is. These guys snitch on themselves. Look at this. Look at the books he has, along with the one that I'm about to read from, right? Black Indians, the Black West, breaking the chains, right? Black woman of the Old West, the Lincoln Brigade, eyewitnesses, the Negro, right? In American history. So this man goes in on this thing. He was born in 1927. This book that we're about to read from was written in 1986. This was around the time where information they was getting, right? This was stuff that you wouldn't have thought Jake would have went back. Like what do they always say about Jake when it comes to books, y'all?
If you want to hide anything from a black man, put it in a book. Man.
In a book. Right? So you would never think they didn't anticipate the mass awakening that our people are having, that the spirit of the Most High through his only son, begotten son Yahawashi Mashiach is putting on people to wake them up in these last days, right? So he didn't think that this stuff would come upon. It's almost like a gloating thing, because it's like, oh, these Negroes would never read this, right? They wouldn't go into these type of books, right? This is almost for like their trophies and their information. They know. These people be knowing, man. So let me I'm gonna read a couple pages on here. Just a couple of key points. We're not gonna get into the whole book, but this is something you definitely, as y'all saw, y'all can get this. There's definitely some good info, and even more in the book that I'm not gonna bring out for the sake of time. But so let's see what's a part. The relationship among Black Indians And I'm gonna start on I'm starting page 2 in the beginning for the context and the introduction. It says the relationship between Europeans and Native Americans and between Europeans and Africans. Now, of course, when you see Africans here, you see what they're doing. You're doing it again. You're doing it again. Africans. Because they almost got me. Then I had to look at it. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I know. You'd be thinking that they're talking about Canaanite people, and only you know that they're talking about us. That's what he throw these derogatory, these bywords on us. Can we get that real quick? Let's get the byword. Deuteronomy 28, a proverb. And
Word and proverb, that's 28.
you were getting your ass whooped today, Esau. This is National Ass Whooping Day for Esau.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 37. And thou shalt become a astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall send thee. Lead thee, Salakia.
Con. So that's what we be called, right? Different names, right? Different colors. Even Indian, Native. You can't find Native American. Where's that in the Bible? You can't find the term black in the terms of an adjective, something we was described as, right? You can find that in the Bible. You weren't heard us, but you didn't hear us be called. You weren't hearing us being called by the blacks or the African Americans. You're not going to find us being called like that as a set of a people in the Bible, right? Now, they did. We can, of course, go to Acts 13:1, which does even further prove that we are, the Northern Kingdom would be the real, Southern Kingdom would be the true Jews, right? But hey, that these were proverbs, bywords that were given to us, right? Which even further confirms the point. But let's see. Between Europeans and Africans have been thoroughly studied, but one relationship has not. Conspicuous by its neglect is the relationship on the soil between red and black people. In 1920, historian Carter G. Woodson called it one of the longest unwritten chapters in the history of the United States. He wondered if Africans did not find among Indians one of their means to escape from slavery. Dr. Woodson's chapter still remains unwritten. His escape theory hardly explored. This book means to tackle both the chapter and the theory. Now check this out. Black Indians, like other African Americans, have been treated by the writers of history as invisible. Their contributions were denied or handed to others. Somebody snitching on themselves.
Yep.
And we know this, right? We know the work that we put into things like the Great Wall of China. We know that the soil and the land here in America, we built that up, man. You know what I'm saying? We did all this work picking up the cotton fields, right? Sugar, all of these different things that we went to work on, right? And they took the credit for. The light, even the inventions like light bulbs. Hey, that was made by, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Thomas Lattimore. Right? Thomas Lattimore. But who got the credit for the light bulb? Freaking Albert Einstein, man.
Yeah.
Yo, this is, and so we see continuous examples of these, right? Again, we know this. If you know, contributions, things that we have done, even in wars, right? They don't mention us being in the American Revolutionary Wars. They don't mention us being in these things. They don't mention us fighting for this country. They leave us totally out and just make it seem like it's a bunch of Edomites just going right at it, like yo, and we was just, where was we at? Like,
captivity.
What's that?
Like they had us enslaved, man.
Right.
Their tongues falling upon themselves.
Tongue is falling upon themselves, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Let's see what else I want to get. And this book. This is a book that's another killer to Negro only people too, man. And I'm glad y'all. Don't come out of the woodworks, please. Like it's just y'all just reevaluate your thought process on this. I mean, just to think of it, we have a whole holiday off the genocide of these people. And the curses and the byword, these things would largely be applied to us. So it just makes sense. At this point, just go with it, man. Just go with it. I mean, instead of making a whole doctrine, that's all you teach, that these people are not who you think they are. Like, do something better with your time. Read information from these people that are even confirming it, that go against your claim. These are historians, right? These are credible historians. The Negro Cowboys, this is another book, so but I'm gonna go down. The Negro Cowboys also declares for every Negro renegade, because it says that they call black people who joined the Indians renegades, a terrifying term borrowed from Hollywood westerns to describe vicious killers, right? Because a renegade, right, is someone who let's get into that. It's someone who turns, right? Renegade goes against the grain. I'm just gonna back that up. Let me go ahead and share screen with that. All right. Let's see if I can share this right here. Slacky, y'all. Renegade. All right. Just going to Merriam-Webster's definition right here. That's all we really need right now. Renegade, a deserter from one faith, cause, or allegiance to another, an individual who rejects lawful or conventional behavior. Right, that's another definition that they added on to this. Right, but the number one that they have too is a deserter from one faith, cause, or allegiance to another. So the change, right, to go against, you basically going against the grain. Like both of these go into that. Right, for every Negro renegade who joined against check this out, y'all. For every Negro renegade who joined against the white man, I'm reading. This is what it says. For every Negro who joined against the white man, a company of Negro soldiers fought the Indians. So wait a minute. So they had the best relationship. You're telling me these people had the best relationship with the natives, but yet every Negro renegade, as you put it, right? Because you had them in slavery, right? If they were everyone who joined against the white man, a company of Negro soldiers fought so everyone who joined against them, right, to join up with their people, right, they would be labeled as a what did it say? For every Negro joining against the white man, company Negroes, they fought the Indians. They would fight them. They would put us against each other, man. That's the thing. That is called it's all the skill of divide and conquer, right? Which there's going to be more of that. If I go into the next one right here, in the next, let me check this out. There's some more news right here. I'm gonna go to page 4. Though it is unfamiliar terrain, I have chosen to begin the story at the beginning with the earliest foreign landings in the Western Hemisphere. This has two advantages. It establishes a Black Indian participation in democratic movement years, decades, or centuries before the American Revolution. It also demonstrates that dark people ignored the boundaries drawn by Europeans in their move from one country to another in search of liberty, justice, or a better life. And that ties into that second Esdras that we were getting into. That ties right in because that's what they did, right? In order to keep the commandments, they had to flee because they left from the Assyrian when they were in the Assyrian captivity. They left from their own land, which they were held captive. They went to another place that no man dwelled, which was the America, to try to keep the commandments of their God.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It lines up perfectly, right? This unknown American story is deeply rooted. It's right there, like it's out there. When the history and the precepts match, that's when you know. That's when you can't step against it. You can't step against the precepts anyway. But when you have the evidence out there, and well, you know what I'm saying. Now you got a predicament to deal with. This unknown American story is deeply rooted in the human currents that shaped our early life. Two parallel institutions joined to create Black Indians: the seizure and mistreatment. Black Indians, the seizure and mistreatment of Indians and their lands, and the enslavement of Africans.
Mm.
So wait a minute, they got the best relationship, but so when you have a relationship, right, a good relationship with somebody, I'm just asking it, y'all, man. If you have a good relationship, right, you good with somebody, you think is that a form of is that mistreatment is in there?
That's hatred right there, bro.
Yeah, it sounds more like hatred.
Yeah.
Mistreatment. Now, yeah, of course, family members, even we make mistakes, we don't always do the best of things, and you try to do better though, right? That's the difference. You make amends, you ask for forgiveness, you make forgiveness, you do things to set it right, right? You're on the mindset of doing so. People make mistakes, but hold on. But this don't look like a mistake, Akim. This don't look like I need to do. Hey, I messed up. Indian man, so-called black man, so-called Indian man. Let me do better. This don't look like that. Where in the Bible can we find these people that have repented from the way that they treated us?
Can't. The heathen don't keep the precepts.
Damn.
Oh, hey, get that.
Con.
Get that, because that one of those clowns they mentioned, they were keeping the Puritans, and they were keeping the ways of God. They were keeping the commandments of God. Yo, so many lies, and like just one sentence they got, like one thing that it lies, man. Total lies. Why are you always lying?
Right, so.
Come on, brother Ron. Rewriting history. Hypocrites. Exactly. Well put, well said.
Yeah, this is second Esdras chapter 3, verse 35. Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or when, or Salakia, or what people have so kept thy commandments? Verse 36, thou shalt find that Israel by name hath kept thy precepts, but not the heathen.
No, but wait a minute, no, the heathen too, though. The heathen, don't they keep the commandments?
But not the heathen.
The Puritans.
But not the heathen. Yeah.
Right.
The Puritans.
I'm about to exegete the Puritan. I'm about to exegete that word right there and go into that. I might just do it. They keep playing. Really, these guys right here, they didn't keep no commandments. They're lying again. They're lying, like just like again, straight capping, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is what it is, and this is why we still got more. You know, we're not done with you, Esau. See, we don't make a habit to get on y'all all the time. We gonna get on you because look, stuff like this. This is our enemies. This is the things they do. They set up these holidays and make you. I'm speaking to when I speak to you. I'm speaking to our people that may not know what's going on. Even us, right? Because we had to learn to separate ourselves from this by the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi, right?
Mhm.
Let's get give me and we're gonna bring some of these precepts gonna come back out again. But let's get this one will. Let's get John 8:32.
This is the book of 8. This is the John chapter 8 and verse 32. And it reads, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free."
Go ahead, Doc. Let them know what's gonna make us free.
The truth, which is Yahawashi, Hamashiach.
See, like when you accept him, right? When you accept him, when you accept the Heavenly Father, you can break from these chains, right? Another book that William wrote too. We're in chains. He understands that.
Mhm.
Why can't you? Why can't you, so-called African American man, Native man, Hispanic man in general, right? And there's more of us too, right? We know we're scattered abroad, so we're not just limiting it to that, but we do know that's going to be the bulk of our people, right? So, but why can't y'all break from that? You got to accept Yahweh Shai. And that's really how you break of it all together, because of course we know there's levels to it. That when you truly come into Yahweh Shai, that's when you really are fully broken from them chains completely. And then of course you got to endure to the end because it's a fighting process, as we know. No one's totally out of the woods, but dang, you at least know, man, look, I can't get with this day. I don't want nothing to do with this hella day. I don't even want you to misassociate me and think that I have any correlation with this holiday. Hella day.
Jeremiah 10, keep not the ways of the heathen. Man.
Khan. Keep not thy ways, man. That's what got us put. Hey, that's what got us put in captivity in the first place. Like the brother read in Amos 5 and the Most High said he hates these days. And the precepts you read saw these solemn assemblies, right? He hates these days, and we're doing these. Why? Because we love lies. Like the stuff like this. Your typical Jake will check this video that we watched, and it might throw him back. Or a sister, even more so a sister, even too, might throw him back. Maybe they was doing some searching, and that's what they come to do. They came to bring that out for someone who, maybe stuck in their way, or trying to debunk someone who's on the search of truth. That's what videos like this is up for, to try to be a roadblock, a stumbling block, and a roadblock for them, so that maybe it verses back. Now they didn't get too far into depth. They just said, hey, look, the Puritans are really good people. They make mistakes. Yeah, they're not perfect. Oh, you really? I didn't know. I didn't know they weren't perfect. I didn't know, a massive murder and genocide of a whole tribe of people, multitudes. I didn't know that this genocide, committing a genocide would make you non-perfect. I didn't think of that. Thank you for letting me know that information. Yo, I can't with these people, man. I totally can't with these people, and there's slick comments too. You can catch stuff when they say things. I was at work, right? Y'all, I don't know if y'all got something on y'all too. Y'all can bring it out, but I know I was at work too, where I happened to be talking. I was working with an Edomite, whatever, and she what'd she do? She got she was getting her son or somebody a phone, and I think she mentioned we briefly got into music because she brought it up and just brought something up about music, and he listens, her son or whatever listens to music and stuff, and he would notice certain things or whatever the case. And it's like, yeah, you know, it was one day she had the reason to bring up a story. It was like, yeah, one day we was in the car or something like that, and he was bringing up a song and he said the N word, and he just you know, and I said, and she said his name. You know how they do, Billy. It's like, what? And he was, you know, what, mom? It was in the song. I didn't say it. The song said it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm like, in my mind, you know, I'm at work. I'm at a corporate place, right? You know, I wish these people would come to me in the block with stories like these. they never seem to be there when I'm in a position to have a full conversation with this. And I don't have to worry about no boundaries. But somehow I always catch them when I'm at work. And I'm sitting here in my mind thinking, why did you have the need to bring up this story? Why? Ma'am, I'm trying to get you your phone and whatever stuff you're trying to get for your son. That's great. You know, all kudos to you. Not all praises, but kudos to you. Hey, let's get your accessories. Hook me up with whatever minimum commission I'm gonna get, and you know, let's get you out of here. Like, why did you have the need to feel the need that you had to tell me that your son said the N word? Like, this has nothing to do with what we're doing. Like, and I already know I'm pretty sure your son. It doesn't surprise me. I'm sure your son will say stuff like that because that's how y'all do behind the scenes. That's what y'all do.
Yep, bro, that's true, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever had that where you just had a conversation with the Edomites? Like, yo, I never asked you to say that. Like, what made you feel like you need to say that? I would have never known.
That's when they're trying to slither and be your friend.
Yeah, but it's like, you're not gonna be my. How's that? That doesn't make you more my friend. That makes me like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm already weary of you. I'm just trying to get you out of here. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Look, Most High is lifting the skirt for these people, man. They try to be your friend, right? Like, you're right, but it's like, man, like, telling me that your son says the word nigga ain't the way to do it. That definitely ain't the way to do it. Like, yo. Like, and I'm pretty sure whatever her name was, or his name was, I forgot her name too, but I'm sure whatever, you know, Billy, you know, when Billy said it, I'm sure she didn't reprimand. You think she reprimanded that boy? You think she told him? You know what I'm saying? You think she told him, hey, look, we don't operate like that. This is a free country. We're trying to get together as a people. You heard that song, you either got two options. You either void your mouth and don't say it, or you don't play it.
She didn't tell him that.
No, she definitely didn't tell him that, bro.
Would y'all? I'd almost be willing to put money on she didn't. I'm with y'all. I'd be willing to put money on it. She didn't say anything like that.
You probably know it's wrong though. Yeah, they be knowing that's wrong by default, bro. They don't be. They said it do be behind the scenes, man. Really.
Yeah, it'd be the sneaky stuff, man. Like, I'd rather. That's why we said stuff like, yo, when Dave Chappelle. I meant to do something on it too. I might still do it, but when Dave Chappelle came out with the whole Trump thing, man, it's like this, bro. Like, he came out and said it. Like, that's the thing, was Trump was saying the things that the rest of these people really feel. He was their mouthpiece. He was saying what they really be saying, how they really be feeling. He just be bringing it out, and that's why everybody of his own on his department, right? The Hillary Clintons of the world and everybody else was coming against him, because it's like, yo, dude, shut up. You bringing it, like, you know what I'm saying? You bringing out all the ammo on us and telling everybody stuff that we doing. Stop doing that. That's why they boycotting them. almost as if he's a Jake.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
There they go again. The tongues falling upon themselves.
Almost falling upon themselves. Because see, Trump is a loose cannon, man. He don't care. Like the most so that man just come out firing. He said, I know, you know what I'm saying, you guys cut the tax breaks. I know you don't want to do that. Oh, and Salakia, the water for the correction, brother. Lewis Lattimore. That is right. That is right. Lewis Lattimore. Lewis Lattimore on the light bulb.
Yeah.
Come on.
But that's really what they do. That's really what they do. Like, bro, he was bringing out the information of what these guys already do behind closed doors. These people just don't let you know. That's how we move. We gotta kind of move like that too, because we're under their we're under captivity, we're under their, you know what I'm saying, rulership for now. And you know, we kind of gotta operate like that as well, because that's what it is. And Yahawashi said, right? He said, be as harmless, right? Move as basically harmless as a dove, right? Con.
Wise, yeah.
You know what I mean? So for us, we gotta maneuver like that, and same way, right? You can hey, what these people did, you have like, yo, emotions gonna come across. You gonna hate them, man. You gonna hate these people for the stuff that they have done, what they're doing. It just, how does that not happen? Like the way that we're wired. If the Most High hates them, how are we not to? Right? I mean, we're not saying it's like a salvational issue if you don't start. Hey, like a brother comes into the truth, right? They come into Yahawashi and they're like, yo. So one of the first things we tell them, all right, so you gotta hate Edomites. You know, we don't operate like that. We don't do that. But it'll just, the more you learn, the more history, more information that you just pick up, that thing should naturally swell. It should if it wasn't already there, it'll naturally start. That's what happened with me. I didn't have all that information, so I didn't have that type of animosity towards it. But once I got more of it, more and more, then it started to develop. Because
that's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how it was with me.
All right. Like, right? I'm sure I was an everybody for everybody type thing, and those people, you know, they did what they did, but you know, it's not on you, Sue. It's not on you, Joe. You didn't do it, right? Same things they like to make when they're, you know, called out for it. Same claims, but you know, you gotta look at the bigger scale of it as a nation. You gotta look at the bigger scale. You know, even before we even get into reincarnation, because that's a whole different topic, right? But even still, like even before we get into that, because that makes you all your ancestors. But even before that, right? Your people did what they did, right? So you gotta take the hit for that. You know, it's like we taking the hit for it. We still held captive.
Come on, yeah. Oppression makes the wise man mad, and gift destroys the heart.
Hey, and that's what this is. Another opening precept. We just kind of went in, Akim, like, yo, that right there, that Ecclesiastes 7:7, that right there is the perfect example, right? What you just said, what you brought out, perfect example. Thanksgiving is a gift. That's presented as a gift to our people.
They got to get that to-go plate.
Yeah, Con. Even and you know, right? Oppression make a wise man mad, but it gives destroy the heart. So even people that are, so to speak, they're wise, right? They know about this. And you said they still got to do what? They still got to get that plate, right?
That to-go plate, man.
We're gonna get onto that. That we're not there yet, but we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that, because there's some false doctrine dealing with that too. So we're gonna touch upon that. But we're not there yet, but we're going to get it. Believe that. Yahweh willing. Let's get I think I was still real quick, y'all. I think I was still reading this one, the mistreatment. So now here's I'm gonna probably cap it off right here. Back into the book. there is evidence that European genocidal attacks on look, this is an Edomite, mind you, again, remember, this is an Edomite that wrote this. Again, William Lauren Katz, a black Indian. This is literally, just type that in, Google it, it's there. It's nothing there's nothing that, hey, Jake, you're in the information age, there's nothing we can't get. Now, I would say maybe depending on, get things now, because what they may do is they may turn it up, they may turn the heat up on these books because Jake is starting to wake up. You know what I'm saying? So the prices might shoot up, skyrocket on all of these things. They may have to start digging back into all these different books and be like, oh shoot, man, our people, all the books they snitching on themselves, they might up these books. Like, so, get them. I will say, hey, get them while you can. Audio, ebook, whatever the case, Kindle, go ahead and do that. Or hey, whenever they shut the whole internet down itself, right? And then you don't have access to these things. So do be diligent, do get it while you can, but it is there for you to get all of these different sources. Brothers got different sources, man. So there is evidence that European genocidal attacks on Indians in the New World, right, which Azareth would have been the New World, right, America, in the New World may have an additional explanation besides land, hunger, and greed. We know the reason behind that. We can get into that with Esau, right? We already know what Esau's issue is. These things are a part of it. Perhaps another reason for eliminating Indians was to prevent their alliance with Africans. Colonial Europeans left evidence aplenty that this was often an overriding fear. They didn't want us to join up. Again, divide and conquer. They were scared of us gathering together because they knew if we would team up together, they got something against their hands. Remember, in Genesis, when Esau and Jacob were born, it did say the elder, the younger shall be strong. The younger would be stronger than the elder. Our people, before being knocked down, we were getting busy, right? Gad is a troop, right? Matter of fact, let's get that. Genesis 49. And I think that was 12, if I'm not mistaken, or 11.
12. Genesis 49, starting at verse.
Actually, 19.
So like, so 19. Genesis 49, verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last.
So it was prophesied, right? Jacob was prophesying to his sons, right, which was the 12 tribes, the forefathers, the progenitors of the 12 tribes of Israel, each individual tribe. And that Gad would be overcome, right? He was a troop, but he was a strong troop, though. He was a warrior, a soldier. You look at the way natives were, man. They was built. They was warriors, man. And he said a troop shall overcome him. And it happened. This was prophesied. Right? Now we know, but he shall overcome at the last. And speaking, of course, of Gad, the believers in Yahawashi, of the tribes of Gad. Right? Now we're not there yet, but we approach him. That's we're gonna close it out with things like these to bring, especially for our northern kingdom, brothers and sisters, it's people that feel some way about this thing, of course, and you should. We all should. Right? So he said he should be overcome. This was prophecy. And it did happen. Y'all brothers got anything?
Yeah, Con. I was just wanted to this book right here, the Lost Tribes, and then when Christopher Columbus came to this in 1492, when he came into America, he had a Hebrew translator, and it says that he was an Israelite that converted, and his name was Luis D. Torres. That was in chapter 8 when it says that.
And before anybody, right, to say, because we know, right, it's not foreign for our people to make a covenant with the, like we just said, to make a covenant with the heathen, especially when they're in divide and conquer, they're in situations where they could be promised for more power, more gain. They don't want to be in slavery after all those weapons and everything. So if a Jake can find a way to get out, they're gonna do it, right? We know biblical evidence. We can go into the book of time in our Greek captivity in with the Maccabees, right?
Mhm.
Let's make a covenant with the heathen.
God. Dang, man.
Mm-hmm. You put that book into the screen again?
It's by Ronald Sanders, the Lost Tribes in Promised Lands.
Promised Lands.
So like it's kind of on the Ronald, it's kind of scribbled out. It's Ronald Sanders.
Con. And this information is here. This information is here. Right? Let me try to share the screen now. We're gonna get into one of these articles. Let's see what we got here. Let me see if I can share the screen with here. Hopefully they don't try to kick me out. Because then it's like, no, don't get into it. Oh, yes, we will.
Con.
All right. Let me see. There we go. There we go. The article right there. All right. Y'all should be able to see it, right?
Con.
Yeah, I see it.
See it, Con. This is one right here. The real story of Thanksgiving. Story of a massacre in 1637, 15th to the 18th century. Historical events. Right. Published by I Love Ancestry. The real story of Thanksgiving explained by Susan Bates. Susan Bates, again, look, Akim and Aqua, we know that, just want to clarify again, people like William Katz and Susan Bates, we don't click on them just because we don't know more than likely these are Edomites, right? We don't exclude the fact that this is why we're very clear on the nation of somebody, because we do understand that from the scattering that we've been through, that a white person could indeed be an Israelite, in which you have to test the spirit. Their spirit has to bear witness with the spirit in the scriptures, which obviously is Yahawashi ultimately, the word of the Most High, right? But predominantly, we're just bringing these people out just so you see, hey, even worse, even if they were something else, you know what Edomite is going to claim them. They will be claimed by white for being a white person, right? So, Susan Bates, right? I put cats. Let me put Salakia. Getting all these Edomites mixed up. They all look alike. Susan Bates. Right. So now she is in ancestry.com. We just bring these images out just so you know, generally, this is, hey, by and large, this is what they are going to look like. So as we're on this article now, as I get here, I don't even think y'all could see it. I didn't even share the screen over, but so Salaki for that, but y'all get it. The real story of Thanksgiving explained by Susan Bates doesn't have quite the same fuzzy feelings associated with it as the one where the Indians and the Pilgrims were still sitting down together at the big feast. So, you know, she's about to get into this. There's some truth at least about to be brought out here, because that is a fact. We're not saying that they didn't feast together, but we are saying definitely were some events that happened, and it damn sure won't know happily ever after, right? We all need to learn the painful history of Thanksgiving so we do not live in lies. Whew. Like I said, we don't know maybe if she was an Israelite or not. We don't know, but at least regardless, whatever the case is, she is bringing out truth. So what y'all need to do, Ted and Fred, in that other video, y'all need to go back and talk to Susan Bates and her people about this article that's up here, and your other boys and William. You know what I'm saying? William Katz, man. Y'all need to go in dialogue. Y'all should be dialoguing with them. And to say, why are they saying that? They have nothing to lose. Why are they posting this? William, again, is an American historian. He's a credible historian. So what does he have to? He has more to lose by telling the false narrative than he does by telling the truth, right? In this case, right? Because he's supposed to be an historian. Now, granted, Esau's history is lies, and it's accepted because that's the world he lives in. That's his mind. But even more reason as to why would William bring out this information? Why would Susan Bates get into this? All right. So Abraham Lincoln proclaimed the day of Thanksgiving in 1863. The federal government declared the last Thursday in November as the legal holiday of Thanksgiving in 1898. However, the meaning, and there's a reason for that too. Akim, y'all can remind me because we got to get that. There's a reason for that too. However, the meaning of Thanksgiving for Native Americans is filled with painful history, which has been covered up with the Pilgrims and Indian story. Most of us associate the holiday with happy pilgrims and Indians sitting down to a big feast, and that did happen once. look how he's just going once. You could just see how someone would say that. Yeah, that happened once. The story began in 1614 when a band of English explorers sailed home to England with a ship full of Patuxent Indians bound for slavery. This is obviously a particular tribe, right? Patuxent Indians that were set, so they already had them bound for slavery. But wait a minute, I thought they said this is a band of English explorers sailed home to England, right? They came to England with a ship full of Indians already set for slavery. I thought that these guys were just trying to do what's right.
Nah, that ain't sounding right there.
Right? That's what they said, right? Did I misrepresent? Am I misrepresenting them, Akim? That's what they said. They just want to do what's right. They want to worship the Most High, right? They want to worship the Most High and be able to keep his traditions. That's all they want to do. I thought that's what it was. But anyway, they're pure. They're purely coming in with a bunch of slaves.
Mm-hmm. God.
A ship full, Akim.
A ship full of slaves, man. It's crazy, bro.
Now let's it is crazy. Let's dive even deeper into their so-called great relationship. They left behind smallpox, which virtually wiped out those who had escaped. So look at that. So the ones that did escape, you got hit them with smallpox. Like, this is the same thing. This is why you can't be believing these. When the pandemic was coming up and they was talking about, I don't want to go too deep on it. I mean, granted, probably get away with certain things for right now, but still, when that was coming up, they would try to blame it on other nations. And don't get me wrong, I think they blamed it on Moab, and Moab overall is filthy, right? Moab is overall filthy. They we already know how it goes with them. They are willing. They eat the most disgusting things. They are willing to sell you cats and dogs and to tell you that it's chicken, right? they will do that to you. We know it. Moab is very capable, right? They've done it, proven. However, right, we cannot take Esau out of the equation because they always do this. This is why every nation really does hate Esau, because Esau is always trying to blame somebody else for things that he does, right? Always like that wasn't me. Check over there. You know what I'm saying? Always, you'd be the first person. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know these things, you just try to base it off of humanity, right? The humanity doctrine, just thinking that, right, as it's given to us, you just think that, oh, they're just trying to be a person, like, you know, trying to do the right thing. So I'm not going to hold them heavy to it. You're going to go around the whole circle of people and ask them, only to realize somebody's got to be lying. You're going to have to go back, and then you got to go retrace your steps. And you're probably going to think it's one of the others that did it versus Esau, because the way Esau delivers himself, he makes it seem as if he didn't do a damn thing. He's good at convincing. He can be conniving.
Con.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
That forked tongue.
Work to Khan. Kim. By the time Pilgrims arrived in Massachusetts Bay, they found only one living Patuxent Indian, a man named Squanto, who had survived slavery in England and knew their language. Get this now. He taught them to grow corn and to fish, and negotiated a peace treaty between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag Nation. At the end of their first year, the Pilgrims had a great feast honoring Squanto and the Wampanoags. Right? So everything seems like it's all good, right? You know what I'm saying? They're chilling. You had a little feast, peace treaty. You know, everything cool, right? Everything is all chill. Right? All love, man. The American dream. Right? But as word spread in England about the paradise to be found in the New World, religious zealots called Puritans. Remember they said these guys are pure. These guys, they don't mean wrong. They got a little bit of mistakes, but they don't mean wrong. Religious zealots called Puritans began arriving by the boatload, finding no fences around the land they considered it to be public domain. Joined by other British settlers, right? So they said, hey, no harm, no foul. No foul, man. We don't see no fences. Hey, look, this is public. It's public property, man. Never mind, these people have been sitting here the whole time, you know, growing and raising their families here, building, right? Establishing their cultures. Never mind all of that. This land is your land. Well, now this land is my land. Step right on it, man.
Exactly how they was thinking.
Yup. That's where songs like these come from. Best believe, Jake, they not talking about you. This ain't your land. They ain't talking about you when they singing that song. When that song was made, they ain't talking about you. You understand this stuff, man. All right, so these Puritans, right? Joined by other British settlers, they seized land. Ooh. Capturing strong young natives for slaves and killing the rest. Look at that. So they took the strongest of the natives, right? It's the same thing that happened with us. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You take the strongest of our people bred for slavery so they can get the most done, right? And the other ones that they deemed as weaker, they were useless to them, right? That they deemed as useless, got them out of there. But this is a day we're celebrating off of it. But the Pequot Nation had not agreed to the peace treaty Squanto had negotiated. So one of the tribes that had not agreed to this peace treaty that Squanto had negotiated, and they fought back. Okay, so yeah, Squanto was trying to negotiate, but look, they already knew, man. He was already dealing with them. They was using Squanto already, man. He was dealing with them. Hey, what? Sirach 12 and 10 again, please. Babakasha.
Con, I got you. Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Look at that. Iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Our brother fell off. We'll get him back on if he comes back up. We'll add him back on. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? Catherine had not agreed to peace treaty. Squanto had to negotiate. They fought back, right? They didn't agree to that. The Pequot Nation did not agree. They had to fight back on this. They didn't agree with Squanto, man, in the negotiations. They didn't trust them. They didn't trust the situation. You're with them. Pequot War was one of the bloodiest Indian wars ever fought in 1637. Check that out. One of the bloodiest Indian wars ever fought in 1637 near present day Groton, Connecticut. Over 700 men, women, and children of the Pequot tribe had gathered for the annual Green Corn Festival, which is our Thanksgiving celebration.
Man, I got a precept for you, Ak, for that one. Habakkuk, Salaki, if I said that wrong. Chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Come on, man.
Man,
come on, man. Beautiful precept.
The water.
Con. That's what it is. Read that, and let's get that again. Read that again, Baba
Con. Chapter 2, verse 12. Habakkuk. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood, establisheth a city by iniquity.
Let's get that, man. I'm about to put that. We will have to probably put that again. I'll put that on the blue letter.
Or
we're gonna read it again, because this is one of the things that was done. You established a city based off of bloodshed, iniquity, right? That's what was done. That's what was done when you're talking about Thanksgiving celebration, which we call Thanksgiving. That's why we call it that, because that's what it was, a massacre, a genocide.
Thanksgiving, man.
A total, complete genocide, mass murder, like, and then for us, of our own people. Now, we understand an Edomite celebrating this, right? It makes perfect sense for an Edomite to celebrate this. This is a day of one. Like, you know, we got days that we've won in battles, right? Like, there's different days that we have. They're not high holy days, but of holy days, national days, right? That we have, you know what I'm saying? That we have won in battle of, and I'm sure even feast of dedication. These are different ones, man. These are things that we celebrate.
Yeah, we do that one. We don't do the Turkey Day.
Exactly. So So for them, this is their type of, you get what I mean? This is their celebration of conquering our people. And even worse, to add insult to injury, Jake, they got you doing it. They got you celebrating it along with them. That's even worse than the conquering of a people. That's even worse in the sake of, yo, after we conquered the people, we celebrated it. Now to make it add insult to injury, salt to the wound, yo, let's add the fact that these people are now going to celebrate that day and toast up to this.
People are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Destroyed for lack of knowledge. Calm.
Yeah.
Let me go back to the article on it. In the pre-dawn hours, the sleeping Indians were surrounded by English and Dutch mercenaries who ordered them to come outside. Those who came out were shot or clubbed to death, while the terrified women and children who huddled inside the longhouse were burned alive. What?
Yeah. No bueno.
What? Yo, as a Jake, you should hate, and this is what I'm saying. You should hate every existence of this day. And if you have the hate towards this day, the existence of this day, you're gonna, by default, you're going to hate the people that did this. The reason why this day even exists. Right? That's just going naturally. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, you gotta hate it.
Gotta hate it because it's naturally, and we're not pointing that it's necessary for salvation that you have to, but if you're in the right spirit, you care about your people. You just looking at this, just even as a human, just as a being, right? How can you look at that if you really care about all walks of life, all people of life? How can you turn around with the origins of this and celebrate this?
Man, yeah, this is not our rest. We gotta hate it.
Come on, man. This is I'm gonna get Isaiah. Look, we'll go back again one more time. Well, I don't even know about it. I don't even know about one more time. Because this. Hey, look, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12 again. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. Come on, man. That's what they've done. A town with blood, establish a city with iniquity. Just look at the iniquity in this. They ordered, these are mercenaries. All right. And I said we breaking this thing all the way. What is a mercenary? A mercenary, right? And let me go over here real quick. We're gonna share the screen over here. The mercenary is, right, a professional soldier hired to serve in a foreign army, right? That's one definition. That's what they were. So these are soldiers. You think they wasn't set for war? Hey, let's get this again, because right, they talked about trees so much, but yeah, you got mercenaries out here, right, telling them to get out of their tent.
Sick.
They were surrounded. Indians were surrounded by English and Dutch mercenaries who ordered them to come outside. Those who came out were shot or clubbed to death. Can you bring out again Psalms 51 and 20, 21? No, 55. Salaki. You know what I mean. Psalms 55 and 21.
Con. This is Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Look at that, man.
They got the weapon right behind their back.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Yep, hidden. Are they talking sweet?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. It was talking all that smooth words, and hey, but they had their intent to destroy, to kill. They was thinking this from the whole get-go. This is why you never trust thine enemy, man.
Come on.
Never trust thine enemy. And look, so now we're gonna go look, as is stated, right? Because they waited for them to come out. Going back to the article. I'm gonna try to put this and put it in full real quick, in full effect. A full screen. So oh shoot, I put it on the verse. Salakia.
It's all good out.
You see the verse right now, or do you see the article?
I see the verses.
Okay. So I need to have it here. I need to play with this thing so I can kind of I wonder if there's a way I can do this and not have to keep going back out. It'd be more convenient. But anyway. Yeah, the water, bro.
Kanye on the bar.
All right. You should be able to see it right now. Right. So read it again, right? So they had war in their heart the whole time. All this talk about peace treaty was just a bunch of trash, man. It was cap, man. Just like all of them do.
Esau's nickname.
Esau's nickname, man, the capper, man. He saw the capper. In pre-dawn hours, the sleeping Indians were surrounded by English and Dutch mercenaries who ordered them to come outside. Those who came out were shot or clubbed to death. The terrified women and children who huddled inside the longhouse were burned alive. All of these aren't even, you're right, like the only one, and even in the manner of death, right? The only one that is a quick death, and that's if depending on how they shot them, right? Where they shot them. The shooting, because they said they shot him to death. So it just depends. Did they shoot him and leave him bleeding out? Because what I'm getting at is that none of these were quick deaths. These were painful, agonizing deaths. Described here. Like now, yeah. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, bro.
No, it's like Kanye torturing. I feel it.
Con. Like if they shot him, did they, like we don't know to the extent it could vary, right? But they could have let him just bleed out to death. Right? I'm sure some of them, the way they operate, because followed up was clubbed. They clubbed them to death, and the women and children were burned alive. You can't possibly want to be part of celebrating a day like this. This can't be real. It can't be. This can't be real. You see what I'm saying? But it is. You cannot be real to want to celebrate something like this, but know what is taking place. Like, and I mean that in the most loving but firm way possible. Like, I'm not trying to beat down on people that don't understand, but for people that know, like, yo, you gotta see this, man. Like, yeah, I mean, it is a rebuking thing if you celebrating this in any format, man, because this is terrible. You know, like this is horrible. This is where the origins of your little Thanksgiving comes from.
Con, I got
Oh God, slack it. I'll just say 700 RNM men and children. I'm gonna read this real quick and get your precept, brother.
con.
The next day, John Winthrop, from 1588 when he died, 1649, the governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony declared a day of Thanksgiving because 700 unarmed men, women, and children had been murdered.
Man.
This is just, and it was just mention of a tribe. This was just mentioning, hey, of a tribe of people right here, 700. This is just 700 of us. We have 12 tribes that have been persecuted and destroyed, man. This is 700 of a particular, and really, I think when we said it, it was speaking of the Pequot tribe. So this could have been 700 just of a tribe of one nation, one tribe of a nation. This was of a because they're split up, right? Because remember, we're not in our full massive estate. We're not operating fully as Gad. There was things that we did lose, right? Beaten out of us, even in the Assyrian captivity as the natives, right? There was things that were lost. But there were some things that we did still keep. There were certain customs that we kept, right? But man, but everything wasn't there. So this isn't even the full set of our people is what I'm getting at. Just 700 of them. Unarmed men, women, and children were murdered. And he's saying it. The next day, John Winthrop, the governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony, declared a day of Thanksgiving because 700 unarmed men, women, and children had been murdered. Go ahead, sickening.
Yeah, that's sickening, Con. Yeah, this is a book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 11. The house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish. And then verse 12, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are ways of death. So yeah, right there, that's not right. And then Esau rewriting history, that's not right either. Yeah.
Con. They're liars, man. Like the brother brought up earlier, man. Wicked estranged from the womb, man.
Yeah, the brother David.
Brother David brought it out, man. Wicked estranged from the womb, man. Speaking lies. That's what they do. They lie, they steal, they kill, they murder, they rape, they pillage villages, man. This is how they get down. But but it's okay. You have the nerve. And again, Amalek, you're in this boat. You're in because you are the descendants of Esau. You're not just operating a different way. Again, you're playing the role of the Jewish people. You took identity. Y'all done the same thing. Y'all had us as slaves. Y'all do the same stuff, man. It's that nature is in you. You do sick things, putting your mouth on little children, giving them orals, man. What kind of sickness is that? Y'all in the same boat, but yet you have the nerve to say we're anti-Semitic, or to title or label us as anti-Semitic. But you have a whole holiday where that's just the number that they got right there. Be more. 700 unarmed men, women, and children had been murdered. But that's not anti-Semitic. But this isn't a thing of trauma to some natives that know about what really went down. Like I saw there was a tweet. I just saw it, and we said it earlier. We said it earlier. I don't know if we said it on the live right now earlier, or if we said it on the phone. But I also saw we said it at some point then, and I just recently saw someone posted a tweet saying, "What if we had a national holiday celebrating the Holocaust?"
It would be all bad for us.
Right. That's anti-Semitism. There'd be, hey, that day would be taken down quickly.
I think the brother David said he's back in too.
All right, bet. Let me leave him, but let me get the brother back on here.
Kind
You hear
of
something?
like yeah, I had Wi-Fi trouble.
Oh, you good? You good?
Kind of good.
But I don't know how much did you hear, so you can have you chime on because you've been gone for a little. How much did you hear?
I just came in when you was reading right at it says the next day John Winthrop. I came in from when you was reading there.
Con
He was
seven
talking about
hundred.
the yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Any thoughts on this article in which the like because we read right the torturous. I don't know if you caught this right. So because we went to Psalm 55 and 21 where it talks about how those who when the mercenaries came right. Did you catch that? They had there was our people right the tribe of our people that was sleeping right. They were surrounded by English and Dutch mercenaries that ordered them to come outside, and those who came out right here in this article, they were shot or clubbed to death. And the women and children, they were in the tent still, right? They were burned alive.
Dang man, that's some wicked stuff right there.
Right. But got the nerve to call us anti-Semitic though.
That's facts. What Brother Keywan said too.
Yeah, he said they know Shalom Yabashim Yashab Barakatar, Brother Kiwan. They know most of our people simply don't read or want to know the truth behind um I think he meant it says egg. I think he meant pagan days. Yeah. And that's a fact, doc. That's a fact. They know because they don't want to. Hey, they like the simple. Uh, one of y'all give me Proverbs 1 and I believe 22. How you simple ones. How you love simplicity, and let me get Isaiah. Either one of y'all get Isaiah 30 and let me get Isaiah 30 and 10.
I got the Proverbs 1 and 22.
Okay.
This Proverbs chapter 1 verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge?
The fools hate knowledge. Like y'all want to stay stupid. Y'all want to stay simple. That's just what it is. Like that's what the scriptures are saying. Do you want to stay simple? Do you want to stay stupid? And look, don't get me wrong. We don't try to Jake. We as a people don't like to get complex with things. We understand, but there's just certain morals. There's certain morals and things that you got to take into place. And when we're talking about the topic of something like this, and you see what's going on, you can't give this a pass, right? You can't just give this a pass and just run with it and say, well, I know this is what it is. I know this is what it's about, but I'm going to do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? What's the harm of it? There was harm. The whole holiday is based around harm. It's based around harm. Like, yo, like you can't get around that. A holiday based off harm. But I know the same way we're talking about for these other people. If Jake, right, if they were if a national holiday was made of the Holocaust, if a holiday was national holiday was made of the Holocaust, guess would be one of the first people out there defending Amalek.
The same people who call us call Kyrie anti-Semitic.
Yep. And you know who I'm talking about those people are? There's a lot of them, right? But who some of them what people would do that would jump to their defense?
Edomites for sure.
Edomites for sure, but there's another people that's expected. our own people.
Oh, yeah,
God.
Jake will jump to the defense of Esau so quickly. Before he jumps to his own defense of his own people, he gotta jump to his oppressor's defense.
There's facts right there. I'll give it that. So I can go ahead.
Like,
So like, I was just saying, yeah, they do. Our people do that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, God.
You gotta you got Isaiah 30 and 10.
Brother David got it, or
Yeah, I was trying to see if I don't know if Brother David got it or otherwise I could bring it.
it's good. I got you up. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy, not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit.
Con,
yeah, I got it.
I think you might have a lag on you. Okay, the brother brought it. He brought it out. I think you might have a lag on your internet connection.
Con, yeah, you lagged out a little bit.
You hear us out? Yeah, it might be better for him to. Yeah, let's see. I think he internet issue. Might be better for him to go from it, log off, and come back on.
Con.
But you can come back on here. But yeah, smooth things. You want to hear the smooth things. You want to hear these things. You don't want to hear the hard truth of things. You don't want to hear that, hey, we got to understand that surely we inherited lies. Our people inherited lies and been passed on down to us from generation to generation. Right? So, we have taken these lies from generation to generation. We got to accept these truths, man. And a lot of people, our people don't want to accept these truths because it just sounds good, right? It sounds good to just roll with what's been given, right? It sounds good to just roll with what's been given to us because, hey, that's what we know. And there's food involved, right? We can eat and the family can get together again. Now, we never said that's anything wrong with doing either of those things, eating and bringing the family together. Again, we didn't say there's anything wrong with that, of course, no, but you got to understand what spirit we coming together for. That's the problem. Right, that's the right way to do it in. Now, are we coming together in that spirit, or are we coming together in the spirit of Thanksgiving? Which that's masked. That's the mask, is it looks good for the family. All of these different wicked things, it looks good for that. That's the mask, that it looks good to be together as a unit. It looks good to eat together. And have these foods and feast, and that's the mask. But the real face behind it is murder, genocide, atrocity, pain, right? That's really the real ugly face that's behind the mask. And unfortunately, now we have to deal with that. But this is how you know these are our people. This is how you know this is our people. This only stuff like this happens to us. Only stuff like that. A whole mass holiday of genocide done after our people, right? So we don't want to hear. We don't want to hear these things though. We want to smooth things. Hey, look, it's cool. Let me slide in for the turkey. You know what I'm saying? I heard Aunt Gina's greens, her collard greens be fire, man. You know what I'm
Did y'all brothers
saying?
hear me?
We couldn't. I think the internet lagged. Say something. Yeah. Um. So yeah, you might want to drop off, and then click on the link and come back in. Yeah. I'll add him back on. But yeah, man. Now that's the hey, look, that's the issue. That's the issue that we're dealing with here with us with such a wicked day like this. And just click back on the link, I can would add you back on. But yeah, like cheered by their victory, the brave colonists and the Indian allies attacked village after village. Women and children over 14 were sold into slavery. Women and children over 14 were sold into slavery while the rest were murdered. Boats loaded with as many as 500 slaves regularly left the ports of New England. So again, let me try to add the brother back on here. Say something, Mark. Make sure we can hear you. You there? I don't know. He might be saying something too. We can't hear him.
Come on.
Yeah, you there, Ark?
Con, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay, con.
All right, there we go.
Come
Women and children over 14 were, I'm gonna read this again for you. Cheered by their victory. So women and children over 14 were sold into slavery while the rest were murdered. Boats loaded with as many as 500 slaves regularly left the ports of New England. So, over 14 years old, you were going into slavery. The rest that weren't old enough, meaning they were deemed useless to them, they were murdered. They were killed. And they had as many as 500 slaves left in the ports of New England. So there you go, you Negro only, you Negro niggas only, Israelites. There's your ships, there's your boats that they went into slavery because they did. It did happen. We should be joining together. You know what I'm saying? As much and under Yahawashi those will, right? Because someone that's you're not going to be a Negro only and a true believer of Yahawashi. I'm just going to put that statement out there. There's no way. There's no way. And you're not going to be a Negro only Israelite that's a true believer of Yahawashi. It's not going to happen.
Ronald Dalton wouldn't have nothing to say to that. He'd have no backfire.
Say that again.
I said Ronald Dalton, that creator of that Hebrews to Negroes movie, he would have nothing. He wouldn't know what to say to that.
No, he wouldn't. You know, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. And remember, Ronald Dalton doesn't even believe in he doesn't believe in the name of Yahawashi anyway.
Con, great point.
You know, so and that's why we say, see, that's the thing. See, when Kyrie posted that link, man, it was just kind of like, yo, I'm figuring out things. It wasn't yo, boom, boom, everything that this guy was posting was on point, because it wasn't. We know there's a lot of things that the guy said that wasn't on point, but there was some key base things that were. And it's just a matter of yo, it's just a matter of learning who you are and where you come from and getting some sort of information, get some knowledge on it, man. You know, but you can be called anti-Semitic for posting a link. You can get called anti-Semitic for posting a link, but you're not anti-Semitic. It's okay to celebrate Thanksgiving and you not going to be considered anti-Semitic. Get the hell out of here, man. The logic that Esau has is on zero. Now, granted, no, he knows what he's doing. He's just doing the things that he does. He just knows what he's doing. He just does it in a way because it's not profitable to you. It's logical to him because it works for him. For Esau, it works for them. For us, it's not. Unless they do something that unintentionally, like they shoot themselves in the foot, like giving these books and putting this information out. You know, like this is the type of stuff right here. And now, so we're on the part where, since we're 2 hours in, we know what a dang demon. We know what a dang demon the Edomites are. Amalek, you're demons, man. Right? You're demons. You guys celebrate this day. Hey, how can you be a Christian, right? So-called, and that's another thing. How can you be a so-called Christian? We're gonna get on Jake. Because we know what type of demons they are, right? It's out there. Plenty of sources, plenty of information. It's out there for everyone to see now. The Most High has lifted their skirt up, man. You know what I'm saying? The Most High has lifted their skirt up.
Exposing,
you know, exposing them, con. You know what I'm saying? But hey, now, and this is something that this is something we must learn to before we close it out on Esau. I'm gonna bring out this. This is the book of Sirach. You bring it out for me, Sirach 11 and 29.
Con. Con, you got it out? Let me go ahead and get it.
Con, you can get it out. It's good.
Mm-hmm. Con. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man have many trains.
Come on, man. Come on. Bring not every man into thine house, man. Everyone's not your friend. Like I did in that other lesson. I'm not your friend. That's what the guy. Hey, that was an Edom. It's so poetic that was an Edomite that told him that. They snitch on themselves, man. These guys snitch on themselves. And that when I pulled it out, you know what I'm talking about. You remember that in the lesson last live I did on I brought out where Michael and my wife and kids, showed my wife and kids where Michael was there was a therapist. You saw it too. When they was talking in the therapist room, he was telling Michael, oh, I'm not your friend. Like, hey, he's right. He's telling the truth. Even in acting, he's telling the truth. Yo, it's ridiculous, but it's even comical in a way because, you know, even in an acting role was just a joke. He's the therapist. It was true. And I remember because the other therapist they went to, one of them, I think she was Northern Kingdom sister. If I'm not mistaken, in that same episode, it was a Northern Kingdom sister, kind of just vibing with Damon Wayne's character, Michael Kyle. Like, yo, you played that video game? You was on that too? Okay, bet. And just giving his wife some game. Like, yo, he wants some time to himself. That's all. You know? But you get to this guy. Hey, look, he just tells you she never said nothing like that. He gets right to it. Tells you, I'm not your friend. That's people need to look at that. It needs to stick with you. They're not your friends. Let's go. Yo, let's get get Hosea 6:9.
Come on.
Lock it real quick. Y'all go ahead. You can go ahead and read that. Don't break that down. I'll be right back.
Con. You want me to get it or you got it up?
Con, I'll get it. You can break it down. So this is
Con. This is the
Hosea.
book of Hosea.
Con.
It's the book of Hosea, chapter 6, and verse 9. And as troops of robbers wait for a man, so the company of priests murder and the way by consent. For they commit lewdness. I have seen a horrible thing in the house of Israel. There is the whoredom of Ephraim. Israel is defied. Also, O Judah,
That's it. That was
they
it.
have set. It's like it. Con.
Now you keep on that. Yeah, it's just say the troops of the robbers wait for a man, so the company of priests murder in the way, right? Look, these guys were robbers.
Mm-hmm.
What did it say? The Puritans said, "Oh, we don't see no gate. We don't see no. Hey, man, public property, man. It's a free country. We making it that way. Step on here." And in them tents, and the mercenaries came into the tents. They waited for them to get out, or we gonna kill you where you in. You know what I'm saying? Company priest murdering away.
They ambushed him. Man.
You see what I'm like? So we know the wickedness of Esau, right? So now, Jake, we're gonna focus on why our Israelite fellow people, like whether it be northern or southern kingdom, why would you participate in this? Knowing the backdrop. I mean, could we continue this? We could keep it going if we could go all throughout this. Look, bounties were paid for Indian scalps to encourage as many deaths as possible, following an especially successful raid against the Pequot in what is now Stamford, Connecticut. The churches announced the second day of Thanksgiving to celebrate victory over the heathen savages.
Wow.
In pagan ways.
Wow.
Man. Wow.
They had
to celebrate the victory.
Come on, man.
That's crazy, bro.
They said bounties were paid for their scalps. What? That's why Esau is sick.
Man, come on.
They announced the second day of Thanksgiving. That's why they had to go back, and I think it was Abraham Lincoln said he had to make it so that it was just one day because they kept having days of Thanksgiving. They had multiple days of Thanksgiving. Check this out. During the feasting, the hacked off heads of natives were kicked through the streets like soccer balls. They were kicking them. They were playing games. They were playing games, soccer. They were playing that was sports. That's just sports right there. Kicked through the streets like soccer balls. Even the friendly Wampanoag did not escape the madness. Their chief was beheaded and his head impaled on a pole in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where it remained on display for 24 hours. Keep it going. The killings became more and more frenzied, with days of Thanksgiving feast being held after each successful massacre. George Washington finally suggested that only one day of Thanksgiving per year be set aside instead of celebrating each and every massacre. He said, you know what, look, this is enough. You know, we got so many days. let's just, let's chill out, guys. Let's chill out, you guys. Let's go ahead and just make it just one day, okay? We got so many. Let's just keep it one. Later, Abraham Lincoln decreed Thanksgiving Day to be a legal national holiday during the Civil War. On the same day, he ordered troops to march against the starving Sioux in Minnesota. Bro. What? Esau is a damn demon, and he's going into slavery. And this is why look, you can't, how can you, hey Ak, we was talking about this, right? How can you read things like when me and Yawasab was just mentioning, I've talked about it with you too. How can you read when you read things like this? This is a natural detest. If you're in the right spirit of the Yahawashi, if you're in the right spirit of him, right? If you're in that spirit, a natural detest is going to come into you. You might have been indifferent when coming into this thing and figuring out who you are as a people, but then when you figure out stuff like this, the depths of it, yo, if you're in the spirit of Yahawashi, if any part of his spirit is on you, the natural detest is going to enter into you.
God.
Yo, let's get what precept was on? Man, that joint made me mad, man. Well, what Psalms 59 and 21.
God. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 59. So like you said, 59 and 59 and 21.
Yeah, hold on. That should be.
Oh, it might be 58. Hold on, might be. Yeah, because
No, I'm sure.
17.
Say again.
Yeah, I saying it only go up to 17 in Psalms 59.
No, Slaki, I'm on a whole Slaki on that. Give me Psalms 1. It should be 139. Give me Psalms 139 and 22.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was off. Slaki.
God. I can start at verse 21. It says, "Do I not hate?" Like I'm gonna start over. It says, "Do I not hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies."
Come on, man. He said, and David said that, man. He said, "I hate them with a perfect hatred." He said, so David would have to be sinning, right? David would have to be sinning if that wasn't of the Most High. If that was a wrong feeling to feel. And we're not saying walk around, right? We're not saying walk around as, in total, kill Edomite mode type feeling, or we're not saying that, because we got other things. We got to search for the kingdom for ourselves. That's a reward, a prize of our enemies, right? If we make it, if we're counted worthy in the eyes of the Most High. So that's a reward by default for whoever the elect is, the multitude. That's for God's children. That's what one of the rewards is going to be. But at the same time, when you're dealing with certain things, there's a time. Hey, what does Ecclesiastes say? Ecclesiastes 1 says there's a time. Basically, there's a time and a place. There's a season for everything. There's a due season for everything. Right? And since this is the season that we're dealing, this is the day that we're dealing with this wicked day. This is the time. This is the time.
Man.
This is the time when stuff like this comes out. Psalms 139. He says, I not hate them, right? He hates them. And verse 22, right? We read 22, right? He hates them with a perfect hatred. Right? Read that. Let's read it again, Read it one more time, Baba Kasha. One more time.
Kind. This is Psalms chapter 139, starting at verse 21 again. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And am not I grieved
Hold
with
on, real
those
quick.
that rise up against thee? I
Salaki.
hate them with perfect hatred.
He said, "Do I not
I hate
hate
them with perfect hatred.
with a perfect hatred?" Down in the 21, he said, "Do I not hate them, O Lord, that hate thee?" So that means these same people hate the Most High too.
Kind.
So David's like, "Why would I
Kind.
not hate them that hate you?"
Con.
And that could be even our people too that hate the Most High, right? Because even them that are people that hate the Most High as well. Now, granted, there's levels on that because when you're dealing with your neighbors, especially, right? You know who that's dealing with, so we're more tender on that. You can't really, you don't really have that hatred of wanting to see someone go, especially because repentance is open to Israel. Right? Repentance is still open to Israel. We never know who's going to make it. We never know who's not. So we can't have that mentality. We can't have that hatred towards our own people because we just don't know. Right? It's got to be love towards our people regardless because you just never know who's going to get it. You just never know. But for the other nations, it will never open to them in the first place. So as long as you operate accordingly and still be peaceful with all men if possible, right? Because like we said, there's Edomites that you wouldn't even know, right? That were how they feel about you. If we didn't know about the scriptures or anything like that, if we didn't know and weren't open with the wisdom and understanding, we weren't granted that. And we're just just on a love everybody type joint, you're not gonna know really that they even have a hatred towards you. You're not gonna know because of the way they just conduct themselves in front of you. You might not even look for those little signals or those key signs of how they operate. Some jakes do without even the spirit on them. Some of them can understand that. I'm just saying, but the vast majority, you're not gonna fully catch these guys that all Edomites have hatred. They have that hatred for Jake, man. You're not gonna catch that because some of them are just slippery. They snake with it. There's ones that are outright with it, and then there's people that hidden behind closed doors with it. It's just what it is. They can mask it, right? So, a perfect hatred. And when you read stories like these, right? You just I'm sure I can speak for y'all. If not, let me know, but I'm sure I can speak for y'all on this too. If you in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, this has to. You're gonna develop it. You're gonna develop hatred when you figure out towards your enemies when you know. Said rejoice. That's why you think we're gonna rejoice?
I got a precept right here in Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. And it reads, says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and the time that their iniquity had, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's the reward Esau gonna get, man. And that's the silver lining that the people that believe on Yahweh Shai got to look forward to, man. Hey, you reap what you sow. Now the commandments may not have been given to Esau, but you're still gonna reap what you sow because this is a universal type thing. The Most High made this a universe, just like adultery is a universal type thing. No matter if you sleep with another man's wife, if they're of another nation, you still committed that's a universal transgression. Right? So it is killing another nation unjustly. Right? That's a universal transgression, which means you reap what you sow. You got to pay for it, but some people even know it as karma. You got to pay for that.
I'm glad you said that as well too. I got another precept right here in Numbers
Uh-huh.
35.
I was just thinking that. Well, go ahead. I was about to ask you to bring that out too. I was
Yeah.
gonna.
Numbers chapter 35, verse 33.
Uh-huh.
So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So the only way we can be cleansed, all this land can be cleansed, is if this land be cleansed by the ones who shed it, who shed the blood.
Con,
Con.
con.
It's the only way this land could be cleansed, man. So we got to shed. That's what Yahushua's coming back to set the kingdom upon earth. And he's coming back to shed the blood of those who shed the blood of Yahweh's chosen.
Come on, man.
Con.
And this the only way that, like the scripture says, it's the only way to cleanse the land. It's the only way to clean it.
Only way to do it, man.
They're defiling it right now, man.
Con,
Con. Yeah. That's
Con,
facts
con.
right there. Yeah, like Yahweh Radazah, we get that salvation delivered from our enemies through Yahweh Shai, following this gospel.
con.
And it's like when you had when they committed that whole genocide on our people and that blood that was shed, and then that same blood we still walking over the blood that they shed of our people under our feet, bro. Hundreds of millions of our people, man, been killed in this land, bro. And they really just put forth their wickedness, man, to overcome us and then set these customs over us to keep us under this captivity.
Our ancestors' facts.
Con. Hey, and like you said, man, like, because people like to ask a bunch, like, yo, what's the, like, there's no dollar amount that we could put on, like reparations, any talk like that. We can't, there's no dollar amount that you can put on our ancestors and what you've done. You've gone past the line of no return. The only way to meet that is tooth for tooth, eye for an eye. Like you said, blood has to be, we have to come back for blood, and Yahweh Shai is going to be the one to come back and do it. Oh, with some help. And not because he needs it. Not because he needs it, neither, mind you. It's part of the reward that he's giving his people from being faithful to him. Right?
Con.
Let me see if I can share this real quick. We're done with the article on that aspect. We're getting ready to get in on Jake. We're getting ready to go in on Jake before we finish up. We getting ready to go in on Jake. And then before we close this thing up, let's see. If y'all see this?
Con, yeah, I see it.
With their family, all of you guys enjoy the holidays. Not a holiday for me, but please enjoy the great Thanksgiving. But anybody that's getting together with their family, blessings to all of you guys. Enjoy the holidays. It's not a holiday for me, but please enjoy the food for me. Thanks. Special message.
Howard, you gotta pick a side, bro. You gotta pick a side, man.
Well, you know what? It's a thing like this. I wish I do wish he wouldn't have added enjoy the food for me, but he was clear basically what he was. It was kind of like a F you type thing. F Thanksgiving. I don't rock with that because he is in the league. He did just get. That's why we said right. He should have retired. He should have just retired.
Con.
He
Yeah.
should have just retired. Because you still got to play this political game, and they're looking for reasons. They're looking for things now more than ever to come at you about. Right. Anytime you breathe, they're trying to see if they can smell anti-Semitism on your breath. Right. They gotta you know what I'm saying, they gotta they gotta calculate, like, you know what I'm saying, what they do, they check you when you're driving for drunk driving. You know what I'm saying, they got monitor to check your level, your anti-Semitism level. Right. Are you able to drive back on the road? We're going to impound you because you're over the limit of anti-Semitism. Your car will be impounded. Right? You can't drive it. It's almost like you getting a DUI. Because that's the way he was charged. He was charged. Shoot, you could argue he was charged with worse than the man with the DUI. One could argue his charges were greater. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, he does have to play it a certain way. I do agree with you though, Ak. I do agree with you. It was just more like, could have just kept it to, hey, I don't particularly celebrate Thanksgiving, but take care of you guys. You know what I'm saying? Don't enjoy the food. You should have left it, don't enjoy the food for me and everything, but he was being slick with it. I would have left that out, but I see where he was getting at. It's like, wait a minute. And even that alone though, but now when you put it like that, even though they still try to do it anyway, Edomites can now look at that and be like, yo, what is he, you know, you can't really get on him because they know you're being funny with it, but you can't really get on him because he told you, hey, if y'all want to get together as a family, get together. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the food for me, but I don't get down with it. I don't like it. It's not a holiday for me. So you got to play it when you're in the industry, in the mainstream. You got to play things a certain way, almost too much now, especially with someone like him who's been under the fire he was in. And again, this is not to say we know Kyrie is coming into the gospel, and now we don't know, and more than likely, it's probably not, in my opinion. But the information, the way Most High is using people to still get it out there to wake up, right? People that may be impacted by this, people who are watching basketball, just thinking on yesterday when after they played the game, probably about to eat. Jake thinking about eating his turkey. Young Jake thinking about eating his turkey, and he watching the Nets game. And Kyrie says something like this: "Not a day to me. It's not a holiday to me. I don't celebrate it." Well, why don't you celebrate it? That might get some Jakes that in more of a thought process start thinking. You start questioning these things, man. Why? That's what we're hoping for. You know, we would hope that the brother does get it, but at the end of the day, if he doesn't, he doesn't. Because we don't. There's a lot of ways this thing could be getting played out. But you know, hey, look, massive genocide day, man. Because he knows he's native. Kyrie knows his mom. His mom is native.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he knows about that history, what happened to the Native Americans.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And which leads to this, right? We've been up here now for like a good 3 hours now, just about. So Jake has got to get it. Why? Which we did it a little bit. We're gonna go on to it now. Like, just why would you celebrate this day knowing what comes along with it? Why? You like the lies, right? It sounds good. You want something to eat, bro. You can always get something to eat, man. You know what I'm saying? You get your food prepared just like you would for the Shabbat day, right? There's always food to eat. You could always grab something or fast on the day. Dang it. You don't have anything.
Con, I got a precept for that.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. For my people are foolish. They have not known me. They are Sodom's children. and they have none understanding, and they are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge.
Con.
And that Sadish right there, the brother Hawiyala was going over it one time in a conference chat. It means stupid.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah. Jake? Oh, go ahead, Slocky. Go ahead.
Like I was just going to say, the scriptures do say in Isaiah 1 and 3 about how our people, just like, I'm going to get it real quick for edification. This book, Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doeth not know. My people doeth not consider. People don't know. Our people don't know Yahawashi. They don't want to follow the laws, statutes, commandments, and have the faith in Yahawashi. They want to continue to follow these heathens' customs and thinking they living their best life or whatever, but they playing their treasures are here on the earth and not in the kingdom.
Yep.
Well put.
Yep. Yeah, definitely well put. That's just exactly what it is. They don't care. They don't care to know. Keep doing their thing and keep walking in the way of the heathen. Keep being heathen, man. And see, that's the problem, man. Like you're scared to change. They don't want to renew your mind because you got to change things, man. Yo, you got to get over for any new brother or sister coming in, man. Like, yo, it could be tough at first, especially if you're real tight with your family or you get a lot of pressure. But yo, this is for the Most High, man. Psalms 99 and 16. Or was it 14? Psalms 99 and 14.
I'll bring it up.
Are you looking for? Oh, okay, it's like it.
You bring that out, man. Fit right in. That's what you got to be able to do for Yahweh Shem Yahawashi, man.
Psalms 99 only goes 9 verses, I think.
I think you're looking for Psalms 94 and 16.
Yeah, the water, the Slaki on that, the water. That's it.
Bring it up. Psalms 94 and 16, verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
God.
Hey,
God.
You got to rise up against the evildoers, man. And these wicked people, man. These are, in this case, in this context, what we're talking about right now, these are the evildoers, right? Who will stand up for him against the workers of iniquity? These guys rule iniquity. So hey, it's deeper than just your family, man. It could be tough, but it's deeper than just your family, man. You're doing this for Yahweh Shem Yahawashi, standing up for the Most High. It's like, yo, you got your friend, right, that's getting bullied. And of course, we know from a standpoint and analogy, because we know the Most High can't be bullied on anything. He runs everything. It's just impossible, right? But or Yahawashi, even for that matter. But when it comes down to it, it's just like, yo, you got a homie and he's being persecuted or being bullied, whether physically or verbally, and you're supposed to be his friend. It's constantly like and we're talking straight up, not no friends joking with friends. We're talking like, yo, like this dude clearly doesn't like your homie and he's going in on him. So it's like, yo, at some point it should be like, yo, if you're not saying anything, he's like, yo, aren't you my friend? Like, you're supposed to have a friend or friends. Yo, where y'all at? Y'all supposed to have my back. Like, who gonna stick up for me? Who gonna stand up for me against the workers of iniquity, man? So you're doing your part and looking out for the Most High and His only begotten Son, showing your faith. And again, it could be tough, but it's got to be done. These holidays, especially Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of them, we're going back around for new, so-called New Year's time, right? Which that may be easier to kind of, not being that may be easier to kind of duck around because it's not so much. It doesn't have to be a family gathering, so it might not be as hard. But even still, you still got to do your part in it, right? You got a girl, Jake. You got a girl, anything like that. You got a woman. Valentine's Day, you got to stick up against them things, man. Women be very persuasive and persuade you into buying, chocolate hearts and Winnie the Pooh bears and Teddy Grahams. You feel me? Like, you gotta you gotta stand strong on that. Various other stuff. So you gotta make sure that you on point and just stand strong. These are all workings of iniquity created by the oppressor, making his days. And we can go on and on and on. July 4th, right? There's others too, right? So we just gotta make sure that we just, we got to stand against these things. So for y'all young brothers and sisters that just came in, finding out you're an Israelite and understand you got to go against things, man. Like your people, like our people are gone when it comes to these days, man. They are gone when it comes to everything, but definitely with these days, they're gone, man. And if you're a Christian, if you're a Christian, right? If you're a true Christian, how can you celebrate a day like this, right? You're supposed to be a Christian.
Con.
Love thy neighbor, right? Even if we apply these scriptures as universal, right? Even if we apply them like that, is just a mass murder and brutal killings of these people, or is that loving your neighbor?
No, that's not love right there at all.
Right. So that's not love. So a holiday that you're celebrating that could affect them, right? Like, let's say if they have a friend, hey, look, man, like, let's say if a white friend had a friend, like, yo, I don't, if these Edomites celebrate that day and be like, yo, happy Thanksgiving to a native, they're friends, and he's like, yo, but I don't like that day. Oh, my fault. You celebrating it though. Isn't that loving thy neighbor? Where so off the origin of people getting totally massacred, like, so how can this be a day that we're supposed to get into? This tells you what Christianity really is about. This tells you that Christianity is really Edomite, or AKA white supremacy.
Con.
This tells you, because Christianity wants you to get involved with all these things, right? Because of their doctrines of men, their doctrines tell you that it's okay to do these things, right?
Doctrine of devils.
Dev Con. Hey, let's get that.
Con.
Doctrines of devils.
Con.
And before you get that out, y'all stop. Before you get that, hey, brother David, could you give me Isaiah 59:4?
Con, I got you.
Count the water.
Con, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 4. None calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They convince, Salakia, they conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity.
Come on, man.
Man.
Let's talk about our people, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's calling for justice. Like, let's boycott this. Yo, if people was going again, if our people would stand together, like, really, like, and join together to boycott something like this and be the same way they want to get together for, boycott, like, going against the rights of the LGBTQ community, so-called women's rights, right? If they would protest together for these type of stuff, imagine the flare and impact that you could get if we can stand behind each other and celebrate on not doing these. But no, right? Hey, a gift destroys the heart, right? Because there's food involved. Let us not do that. Let's not get involved because there's food involved in this. Nobody pleads for truth because there's a gift in the package. It's like we're always able to get bribed out of something by the enemy, right? We trust in the vanity, and we trust in the vanity and go with the lies, man. You can go ahead out. What's up?
Khan, this is First Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Now that the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Verse 2, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their own conscience seared with the hot iron.
Con.
Man, speaking lies.
That's right. And they think they can do it, man. They think it's cool. They're going to find ways. Hey, what was they? Sirach 32 and 17, I believe, right? Basically, roughly paraphrasing it. The man that doesn't want reproof, basically, let me get that. I don't want to mess it up. Find an excuse. Yep. They find an excuse to justify their ways.
That's heavy.
I'm gonna bring it real quick though, but Sirach 32 and 17, a sinful man will not be reproved, but find an excuse according to his will. That's why you tell him, hey, your dad or aunt or mom or whoever, insert family member. Do you know that this holiday, the origin of this holiday was based off the mass genocide of the natives that were originally already on the land? They were colonized, raped, robbed, murdered by European settlers, pilgrims. After a treaty was extended to them, they were backstabbed and destroyed. And be like, oh yeah. I mean, I knew about it, man, but it's not about that. It's about just coming together and you know what I'm saying, as a family, and we make it our own holiday, man. That's what Jake like to do. Jake, like I was talking about this earlier when I read, they like to remix things, man. Like, so yeah, so we can make it our own day, you know what I'm saying? But you using the same title, but you using the same origin. Oh, you cooking the same foods. You using the same day.
Come on.
Tell you, man. This is the ways of our people, man. This is the way our people. You can't talk to them about it. They're not gonna change their way. They know about it. And they're gonna feel some way. It's gonna sit in them because they know deep down in their soul that joint is they shouldn't be doing this.
Come on, lacking faith.
Mm-hmm. They know, even if they don't agree, they know. Let's get I got Isaiah 65 and 11. But ye are they that forsake Yahweh, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Right? They furnish that drink offering onto that number. They prepare a table for. Look, it's set up for them, man. They are set to be destroyed. They are take these offerings, and because they do it because they forsake the Most High. Right? They prepare a table for all of them. They forsake the Most High. That's why they can get involved with these things. This is not a day to celebrate. This indeed is a day to mourn. Now, guess what? Guess what the Most High says he's going to do? I'm going to read verse 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. So the same people that's not that, and this don't even have, this could be whether it's on the block, they heard a lesson, they was taught by a brother, they approached by somebody, a sister spoke to a sister, whatever the case may be, however they heard it, right? They keep going in this way, and it's going to get to the point where the Most High is going to laugh at their calamity because you didn't come when he was called, and you continue to do evil, like celebrating these type of days.
Con.
Unbelievable. If this isn't an anti-Semitic holiday, I don't know what is. So they even tried to change the word of anti-Semitic up. They even try to switch the meaning of anti-Semitic. We're gonna see if we can locate something here though. Because really, does it deal with the Jews? Yeah, but we know and being anti-Semitic deals with if you derive from Shem.
Con, yep.
Con.
Let's see here. No, that's not down to etymology. Might not have it, maybe. Go here. Cause they even see, look, they even put it to where these devils operate quickly. They even put it to where Jewish is in the title. Like if I go into anti-Semitism, best believe you're gonna see the word Jewish.
Con, yeah, that's it. They try to put a little twist on it.
All that. Look, hostile or prejudice against Jewish people.
Jeez.
That's it.
Yeah, the deceitful tongues, man.
Yeah, con.
Now, in the Merriam-Webster definition, right? Let me switch over to there. In the Merriam-Webster definition, if we go there, relating to or characterized by anti-Semitism, feeling or showing hostility toward or discrimination against Jews as a cultural, racial, or ethnic group. Now it's just got Jews on here, so that's an example of when they shoot themselves. You look, y'all small hat people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all small hats with your little yarmulkes and the super pointy nose. Hey, look, y'all better make sure that every time y'all bring in anti-Semitic or anti-Semitism, when you bring a definition, make sure that it says Jewish. Make sure that you, just like you had in the first one in Google, you better go on all websites. Go to Wikipedia, go to Merriam-Webster dictionary, go to all definitions that you can find, all sources, all websites, and make sure that you don't make a mistake like this. Discrimination against Jews, because this wouldn't include you. It would be because we're being technical. We're just being technical. It's not even being mean. This is being technical. We're just being real. This does not include you. Now, when you put Jewish, you got it. You got it. And we anti-Semitic. When you put Jews here, oh no, that's what you know. That's where you done messed up. That's where you done messed up, man. You done effed them now, man. Oh man. Tell you, man. Like when it comes to these, man. When it comes to these days, clearly these are days that we should be sticking away from. And I'm gonna get it real quick. Can you, Running Brothers, bring up Psalm 64 and 8?
Come on. I think the brother David hopped off for a minute.
No, okay. Con.
Right. Yeah, this is the one right here. Yeah.
All good.
Yeah, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Man, tongue falling upon themselves.
Because you can only hold lies for so long, man.
Yahawashi told us that it's going to be revealed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Anything in the light, anything done in the dark, we brought to the light. These guys, man, like, and it's a whole multitude of lies, just increase. Like, you just can't get away, man. It's being brought out, and that's the thing, man. They've messed up themselves many times, and now we keep coming back and getting it all. That's how it happens, man. We got these informations, brothers got sources, multiple. These are not the only ones. There's others, but we don't. The points have been made, man. You guys, speaking of you Edomites and you small hats, y'all as anti-Semitic as it gets. You want to call somebody anti-Semitic, y'all as anti-Semitic as it gets. Look, man, I find, because on these comment chats, Satan's working right now, hitting me with some these little these little webs, these little YouTube fake bot channels with the little sex stuff on here, commenting on the comment chat. I have to keep blocking them, man. I find that to be anti-Semitic. You're offending me.
Man.
You're offending me posting this trash, this garbage on our comment chat. It's despicable. So
that's Satan trying to interfere, man.
That's the thing, man. This is as anti-Semitic as it gets, having this damn holiday. And Jake, there's no reason you should even partake in this. We're the only people that celebrate the destruction of our own people, man.
Like the brother Eleazar in 2 Maccabees chapter 6. He knew what time it was.
This is so we like this, man. We like celebrating our own destruction. This is crazy. It's chaotic, man. It's crazy. And like you said, this is it's just us. It's just us, man. It's just us. We don't like to dig at all. We don't like to search nothing. When we got the search bar in front of our faces, there should be no excuses if you pass the school system, right? If you 20, about 23, 24, 25, I'll say, around that ballpark, and you don't know the history of this, like at this point when it's all in front of your face, like, but I get it, because the conditioning that has happened to our people has made us even more so not to care. It was bad for me beforehand, but I can imagine for people now these days, all you're doing is listen to Lil Pump and trippy red and trippy green, trippy yellow, trippy orange, trippy purple. Right?
Man.
Lil Yon Yon. That's what comes up, man. That's the type of stuff that pops up, and that's all we as a people really that's all we really care about. Now, I think the last thing to close up too really is also, yo, we got to do better too with this food thing. And speaking to Israel, like even in general, a lot of times the messages and the lives are for, most of them are for the, the hopeful elect. Those are going to believe in Yahawashi HaMashiach and accept him, right? They're going to accept him, initiation and all. They're going to accept him. That's part of acceptance. We understand. But as a nation, even just keeping the customs, man. Yo, I've heard literally last night I was watching some brothers teach outside on the block, and I've heard it in lessons and lives and different. Yo, you cannot be saying you anti-Thanksgiving and then turn around and be like, yo, but if my peoples hit me up, I might just go and get the food. You can't do that, man.
God.
Facts.
Yo.
Man, Eleazar again right there. Can't eat the food.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Can't put a blessing on it either.
Put a blessing on it.
That means leftovers too. That means leftovers too. Don't be trying to wait till tomorrow. This is a new day. It's a new meal. Nah, you ain't slick, man.
Yeah, and look, Jake trying to make a new law like, yo, after the day is cooked, our food has been cleansed, and now you may partake of the supper. Yo, and I ain't gonna front you. I'm not gonna front you, to be honest. Like, there was some days when I was first like getting away from celebrating that, where I was questioning that myself. Like, dang, is it okay for me to go and get the leftovers? Like, you know what I'm saying? And over time, I just learned, bro. Like, yo, nah, man. It got to the point where I was just like, man, I don't even want nothing to do with it at all. I felt squeamish. My spirit didn't feel right with it. So I'm gonna stay away from that altogether. If I did eat of it, that was something I repent to the Most High from at that point in time. And it just got to the point where, like, yo, he told me in the spirit, man, man, like, yo, don't even know it's done. Like, don't even grab it. It's a wrap. Leftovers, anything from that matter, bro. Like, stay away from that. It's nothing. It's part of the feast. It's still it's remains of that feast. It's like you got like you said, scars of the battlefield, scars of war. Right, these are leftover things that it's a showing or a sign of what took place in the war, right? Battles, they said battle scars or different things that took place. Within it, you got leftovers. You don't want to even see it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because your family will do that too. That's another way. Even if you don't show up for Thanksgiving, it's like you come up there Saturday, come up there Sunday. Oh, we got leftover food. have some, son. Sit down and eat. You know what I mean? Like, that's another way they get you. That's another way they get you. Be like, well, it's not Thanksgiving. It's not Thanksgiving Day anymore. The food has been cleansed. Like, yo, man, nah. Stay away from that food altogether. That food is like a plague. If you want turkey, wait till next week or something. Cook your own turkey, make your own greens. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the day of Thanksgiving Day.
God.
Yeah. Come together in the spirit of Thanksgiving. Like, this is absolutely a no. That leftover food is leftover, because that's what the whole feast is about. That is a feast. It's a feast day. It's feast of celebrating. It's remembering of that. You're eating because for celebrating the accomplishments, right? So that'd be the accomplishments of these damn devils who massacred and did the massacring. So no matter what day you eating, if you're still eating of that food, hey, let that go bad. Like that's the type of I know we don't like to let food go bad, and hey, there's a saying, there's 1,000, a million other people that are hungry in the world, which is true. There's a lot of them, and all thanks to the oppressor, of course, what he does, his world is. But there's that saying, but and that's true. But this is one of them foods that just gotta get wasted, man.
God.
Like, yo, it's just got to go bad. If that's it, if I'm the last person between this food being worth something and it's going in the trash, hey, listen, it's bye bye.
Man.
Let's get 1 Corinthians 10 and 21.
Dang it,
Right.
boy, I already own it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, starting at verse 21. And it reads, ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
It's just Thanksgiving food, huh?
Nah, you can't, man. You can't partake, man. You can't partake, bro.
It's just a food. Wait, read that again, please. Barbara, shall I read it one more time?
1 Corinthians chapter 10, starting at verse 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
Because you see how they conflict? One go against the other. You're in total antithesis. You're in total antithesis. That's like we'll use a Thanksgiving comedy type. That's like saying, yo, you a fan of it's game day, and a lot of times like to do that to the Cowboys and the Washington, which they changed from the Redskins, right? Because they said there was a big deal about to be in the Redskins to change the whole name 2 different times, and you can't get rid of the day. Okay. But you see how petty Esau is?
Come on, he did with the Cleveland Indians too, huh? In baseball.
Indians, you can change that. Thanksgiving squeeze.
Y'all notice with the Washington Redskins, they changed the like the logo for the team.
Yeah.
They say it's Washington Commanders now. They don't have no logo at all, bro.
Yeah, it's just a W.
It used to be that.
Just a W.
Yo, they on limbo. They didn't even know what to do. There was a Washington football team. They didn't even have a name. They said, "Oh, we got it." Somebody said, "Well, we got it. We'll be the Commanders." And it's still, bro. Even still, like Washington, the nation's capital. Like where all the wickedness goes in the White House, and you still got commanders. Even what do you do? Command. It's still their thing. So there's, in a sense, they're still letting you know, hey, we're still here. It's still we run it. We run this. It's not the Indians team. It's ours. Get rid of the derogatory term. This is our team. We're the command. We command you. Wow. Tell you, bro. I'm just saying. Someone could say that I'm reaching, but just knowing the way these guys think, the way they move. I mean, that name sucks. So whatever. But like, still, like, come on, man. Like, but anyway, Cowboys and what was the Redskins, now Commanders, right? Rivalry, NFL rivalry, right? That's like saying, and there's somebody, you know what I'm about to say. There's probably somebody that does this, but it's just ridiculous. I'm a Cowboy fan, and my second favorite team is the Redskins. So I'll be rooting for both. What?
Yeah.
One of them on the other end of the spectrum, and one of the other team, they're gonna get it. If you in a house that was usually, Jake be having that, you in a house that got some Cowboy fans and Redskins / Commander fans in there, which usually Jake does have that. If you got that, what, man? They gonna get on you. They gonna get it. You can't what, man? Who you riding with, man? Pick one. Choose this day which team you gonna pick. Who you rocking with, man? You either gonna have the jacket with the star on it, or you gonna have the T-shirt with the W. You You're gonna pick one, you know, and that's what Yahawashi is saying, man. You can't sit here and rock with me. And I hate this holiday. I despise this feast day. And you're gonna rock with me. You say you rocking with me, but you're gonna come here and drink/eat. You're gonna sit from the table, eat from the table of the devils.
Yeah.
Yo, and the reason why I had you read that again, Ak, was because you have even again, like I stated, you have our Jake people that do that. I'm not gonna name no names of any people. I know some people though. You know, we know someone that was talking my rib about that. Yo, just don't go over. We still gonna eat though. I don't celebrate. There's plenty of people that do that. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but I'm gonna eat it though. Like
that don't make sense right there, bro.
what you talking about, man? Yo,
That's like
look at y'all outside face, man.
Man. Like, no bueno.
Like how? Like oh yeah. Picture Jay coming to the dinner, man. Someone talk to him about, man, happy Thanksgiving. Yo, happy Thanksgiving, homie. You know what I'm saying, cousin, auntie. You know, look, I'm be honest with you. I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Do you know Thanksgiving was the destruction of our people, man? What? Really? Yeah. 700 unarmed women and children, native descent, man. They was killed, man. What? Yeah, man. This turkey kind of good.
Eating.
Still eating, man. That's what Jake be doing, man. Like, yo, yeah, this is like, yo. So I don't really celebrate this day, man. Well, why are you here? Why are you eating the food? It's just confounded. You can't say nothing. Jay gonna make up something, of course. Now they're gonna be like, oh, well, it's just the food. You know what I'm saying? I'm just eating the food because you know what I'm saying. I like to eat, man. But you know, no, still, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Like that's Jake, man. Jake will do that, and that is totally off. You're actually worse than the people. You're worse when you know what's going on, and you say you don't celebrate it, but you're sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm gonna eat it though." Like, yo, what?
That's Jake making that choice, bro. Jake making that choice to do evil, man.
Yep.
I got a precept in the book of Joshua, chapter 24, and verse 15. And it reads, "And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve.
Come on.
Whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord."
Come on now.
So you can't serve the Lord then be a partaker at the devil's table.
You can't have two masters. That's facts. No
man can serve two masters.
Man.
Come on now. All right. Hey, back in 1 Corinthians 10 and 20, the 20, we're gonna go jump down though, right?
Okay, Con.
Wow.
27.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it on the blue letter. Well, right. I'm gonna post on the blue letter though. And it says, okay, boom. Right. Let me full screen the scriptures. Right. So it says, if any of them that believe not bid you to a feast, and you be disposed to go, whosoever is set before you, eat, asking no questions for conscience sake. So because they're not going to be doing what you're doing, right? They're not going to be doing what you're doing, keeping the commandments or any of these things, right? More than likely, right? It's like it says, any that believe not. So it's an unbeliever that you're dealing with, right? If they bid you to that feast, you can go to the feast, right? And don't ask any questions, right, about it, because then now it becomes an issue. If they start asking them, and they tell you, oh, this food was chopped and sold off from Buddha, you know what I'm saying? This was done under the Hindu gods, you know, it's like, yo, that they do that, and they tell you that now you can't eat. You ain't gonna want to eat it. You can't eat it. Now you know what it's been offered and sacrificed onto. Verse 28. But if any man say unto you, this is offered in sacrifice unto idols, eat not for his sake that showed it, and for conscience sake, for the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Right? He said, that's the thing. Like he's saying, it's sacrificed on this is the food is sacrificed unto these people, they are idols. They massacred our people. These are the idols in this case, right? For conscience sake, they're telling you what type of feast that you're coming to, right? A holiday tradition. It's food sacrificed on the idols. That's what it is, right? That you could participate in Thanksgiving. These people were the massacres. It was based off of them. This wasn't nothing that the Most High created, right? This wasn't often inspiration of the Most High. These guys didn't have the Holy Spirit, so they didn't do anything pertaining to the Most High of this holiday. This was a man-made, created day. Just eat food sacrificed onto idols. And he said, verse 30, for if I by grace be a partaker, why am I evil spoken of for that which I give thanks? Whether therefore you eat or drink or whatsoever you do, do all to the glory of the Most High. You cannot drink to the glory of and eat of the glory of the Most High in a day such as Thanksgiving. You can't. There's just no. It's impossible. It's not to His glory. It's glory of your oppressor.
Con.
Y'all brothers, I think that should be enough for any brother or sister to understand, whether you know you're an Israelite or not. They don't partake in this day, and don't partake in the food. Stay away from the food.
Come.
Y'all brothers got any precepts? I mean, because I think we get ready to close it up. This should be enough, you know.
Yeah, con. Unless Brother David got something.
Con, I'm good.
Con. Shoot. And that's the thing. Oh, I saw in the chat. I think the brother, the brother posted on here. He posted on the chat with us. But he just said, he said that's funny because as I seen this, my aunt just asked me to pray for the food. We just got to move circumspect.
Why is harmless as dust?
Bro, ain't no praying. And you probably like people go to 1 Timothy 4 and say just pray on it. Thanks for Thanksgiving, and this will be perfect. It's Thanksgiving. No, this was not giving him thanks. This is not
about that.
No, it's not a thank you. Some people call it takesgiving. That it was not a day that was to be celebrated or commemorated or anything of that nature. Yeah, like no, you pray just pray on it. The slaughter of all the blood and all the people that died from it will it'll be washed away with prayer. No, that's not how that works. It's not how it works.
Yeah,
you just said it. Because when you go to a Thanksgiving feast, you know what you're getting into. This is Thanksgiving. You know what you're doing, and you got the information. There's so much information and sources to figure out this was a massacre and a killing day. So yeah, stay away from it, brothers and sisters. Stay strong. Stay in the spirit. If you got Akim and Akwav to talk to, get yourself through this day. Which really the day is over now. This is staying in the spirit to overcome. Right? Look how quick. It's just only a day. These days go quick and they end. They come and they go. Just gotta stay in the spirit of Yahawashi. He pushes you right through it all, man.
Shorten for the elect's sake. Y'all are willing, we have that number.
Man. I think his brother fell off. But the water for him for coming up. Y'all Sabah, likewise.
The water for having me.
Hey, no doubt, man. It's all in Yahawashi, man. Coming together, one mind, one accord, and to push this gospel out. If you could, I ask you to get one more precept. Matthew 24:14. It'll be the last one. We'll end it on that note.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end the end come. Salakia.
Hey man, that's what we're looking to do. Let's preach this gospel, like we said. Anyone y'all could hit like, share, subscribe it, post it to get the brother back on here. To your family members, man. Get this up to your family members, because you never know what effect it may have on them. As long as the full gospel being preached, because that's what we need. We need the full gospel to reach the four corners, and we know the Most High through His Son Yahawashi is working in all parts of the earth. So we just got to do our part that the Most High has given us in this portion, and continue to stay in the spirit and pray to endure unto the end in this thing. You got anything else, David, before we get ready to wrap it up?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, calm. Hey, well, with that, again, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, the name of the Heavenly Father.
Bashim
Yahawashi. We do this Bashim Mashiach Yahawashi. And we do that so then Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahawashi being the Son, the world knows of Jesus Christ. So we do that in His name, and with all that, all praise and glory to them, to the Heavenly Father through His Son. Shalom.
Shalom.
Happy, but I ain't. I lose my voice. If I had the time to voice all my complaints, look at my people. They put us at the very bottom of ranks. You think a good paying job would satisfy me? Well, it can't. No. Not when I'm tired of being oppressed. Not when I'm tired of being possessed. And I'm not talking demons, cause you know we flesh. Past recollections hard to digest. The way we can handle got scarred up a mess. Praying through trouble, we make it our blessed. Yeah, how wish I was coming, there's no need to guess. All oppressors never wanna see we are. Psalms 83, you know they plotting, scheming up. I'm so sick of this world, can't say it enough. Praying that Yahweh shower come and clean me up. Beam me up, beam me up. Praying that Yahweh shower clean me up. Yeah, beam me up, beam me up. I'm so sick of this world, can't say it enough. I'm just thankful I have eyes to see. I'm just thankful I have ears to hear. Took a minute for this to add up. The water, how was total crystal clear. Being subjected these payments and taxing. As a kid, I asked my mom why this happened. Curses got the earth from Michael